Hello, everybody. Welcome to Saturday night. We are live. I got Will with me here tonight. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
And we're going to watch a little Tom Savini's Night of the Living Dead 1990. Rocking the stage tonight in honor of our special guest.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, had a little shaving or beard trimming accident earlier, and I was just like, yeah, fuck it. Let's go with the stash
Right.
in honor so we can just, tag team the stashes here. So, hope everybody's doing well out there. Hope everybody had a good week. It's been a weird day. Um, I know that. Are you still watching everything going on right now? I keep seeing you look
No,
above you.
no. I'm watching. I have my TV in front of me, so no, I don't have anything playing. I just like when I hopped on, I stopped the news coverage.
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been watching. Of course, anybody that's living under a rock doesn't know, but uh, President Trump, former President Trump, just and I don't talk about politics on here. We don't really get into it, but it's kind of hard not to talk about. It's because it's like we were talking about
Hmm.
before we went live here. Is like this is the first like presidential assassination attempt of my lifetime. And like you said, Reagan was what, mid 80s,
86, yeah,
86,
80,
like that.
maybe some like the later part of the 80s.
Do you remember have any memory of that? Because it's
No,
weird. At one point in time, like if you look back at the 60s, it was people were it was like assassination attempts were fairly normal
yeah,
almost between
not attempts,
JFK and
actual
yeah, I mean it
Truman
was
and
just Bobby
Robert Kennedy.
Kennedy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean it was just crazy. So to think that we haven't had one in 40, however many years, 40 something years, 40 years or so. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of weird. Um,
yeah. I feel old. No, it's more of like 35-ish,
about
something like
35
that.
years, something like
Because I'm
that.
42. I'm 42, and I was born in 82. So 86. Well, yeah, probably 38 years ago, give or take.
Uh, it's crazy. I don't know what the implications of this are going to be, but yeah,
Yeah.
it was just kind of weird. It's just been a weird day all around for me. I like I was saying just a
Sort
second
of like
ago.
that 9/11 feel. After 9/11 happened, it was just like everything was just really weird.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just odd. It's like I like I said, I don't like to get into politics. I don't really like to talk about this because
No.
I really don't give a shit one way or the other. I think that's the biggest issue in this country is like people give a shit too much one way or the other, just in general, and they just
Mm.
it's like they got nothing else to live for. And I know quite a few people like people on Facebook and um, you know that's all they talk about. It's all that they're just consumed with this stuff, and it's just like it's not that big. Just live your life, you know. I don't know who'd get cheesed up enough to fucking do something like that, but it is what it is.
Yeah. No matter what your political party is, no one deserves to die because of their beliefs. That's just my
No,
opinion.
no, it's just pointless. It's I don't know. But then again, we got a country full of poisoned civilians. So we've been poisoning our people with foods and
Social
drugs
media.
and social media. Yeah, I mean, just mentally fucked as we are in this country. I'm not that's not too surprised.
Hence, Diary of the Dead.
There you go. Which I haven't picked up that steel book yet. I was looking for it today at Walmart. They didn't have it,
I
but
didn't. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it anywhere, but I have seen the bloody, disgusting things.
yeah, yeah. Which they don't have very much left at our
Yeah.
Walmart in terms of, but
There's a new Halloween 2 T-shirt out.
oh really?
Yeah, I picked that up for like $8.
At Walmart?
Yep.
Hmm. I got. Did you see that Talk to Me movie?
No.
May 24. It came out not too long ago. I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I didn't like it too much at all. But I found they had the Blu-ray at the in the 750 bin at Walmart, so I picked that up today just to
Yeah.
have it.
Right.
Just the collector side of me. But
Just gotta buy something, right?
yeah,
Like today, I saw that Brotherhood of Blood poster, and I was like, do I want that for $15? I mean, Ken's autograph is at least 40. So
yeah. I mean, it's cheaper than his autograph. But I mean, I don't know what the what was that movie called?
Brotherhood of Blood. I have it on DVD, and to be honest with you, I don't think I've ever watched it.
I've never
but I
even
do have a copy of it.
who I remember it was Ken Foray's in it. There was a couple
Sid
other
Haig,
names. Sid
Sid
Haig.
Haig.
Yeah. So this is
I can't.
probably like that late 2000s, early 2010s period where Sid Haig and Ken Foray
Mm-hmm.
were just getting all kinds of like straight to
Yep.
DVD and low
Yep.
budget horror shit just coming off the off the heels of the Rob Zombie stuff, Devil's Rejects, Hospital Thousand Corpses and stuff. Um, I love those movies. I don't care. I'm a Rob
Man,
Zombie fan. Like his movies may not be the greatest, but like I said, movie like that's a Rob Zombie movie. He has
mm,
and his own thing. So,
yep.
but so yeah, it's just been kind of an odd day all around. Like today, weather wise, it was insane. It was so me and my daughter we went out, went to Walmart. Then I took her to there's a little store here in Evansville called Evansville Toys and Games. I don't know if you've ever been there.
Mm-hmm.
But
No.
it's like a it's like a collector's store. They got just tons of shit, video games, action figures, like old stuff from every time period. So I took her in there for the first time because she's been really into Gremlins lately. Like she's just been fucking obsessed with Gremlins. It's funny though, she calls Gremlins 1 2 Gizmo, and
Yeah.
Gremlins 2 she calls it 1 Gizmo. So she's got them backwards, but I think it's because I showed her part 2 first. That's
Yeah.
just my theory, but so we went in there and I let her pick out a couple of Gremlins toys. And then as we were leaving, it just torrential downpour outside. Like the fucking tornado sirens were going off outside. And it was just like,
Oh
I
shit.
mean, it was a beautiful day before that. We go in, and as we're coming back out, it's
Mm.
just like complete, 180 from what it was. And then, before it got dark, it was sunny and hot as fuck again. So
Yeah, it was extremely hot.
just miserably hot. What's up, Synth? What's up? Hey, get those rescue station. Hey, I got them up here, man. I got them up here.
I'm just putting my
So
glasses on because I'm blind as shit. So
it's okay. It's okay.
actually, I
Robert
went over to
Harpitz
my.
the second. What's up?
Oh, go ahead.
Robert Harpitz the second saying, looking forward to watching my favorite horror movie with you. That's right. Night 90 is your favorite horror film. Which, like I said, it's the first zombie movie I remember watching as a kid. Like this was my introduction
Mm-hmm.
to zombie movies. So I still love it to this day, but I have my issues here and there. There's certain
I have no issues with it whatsoever. It's a masterpiece in its own right.
fucking that. You hear that?
That is the I knew.
What the fuck was that?
Oh,
Am I
that is
hearing
really
things?
funny.
Am
Yeah. That was a gaggle of geese, I believe.
Is that what that was?
I think
What the
so.
fuck's going on? I think I'm being hacked. I don't know what's going on here.
That is a good one. That is a good one.
I don't know. I think I'm losing my mind.
Little inside joke there.
Hey, it can be an outside joke if you.
Yeah.
Grande, what's up, man? Great cast in this movie, criminally underrated flick. Hey, everybody. Yeah. I mean, it's the casting in this is
Mm-hmm.
pretty insane. Between Bill Moseley and Tony Todd and Tom Towell and Patricia Tallman, it's a great cast. See, Matt Landry, what's up, man? You get Depeche Mode this week. I picked that song because every time I hear that song, I immediately think of zombie movies. And I like death is everywhere. There are flies on the windscreen, reminding us we could be torn apart. Like I was just like, is this a song about fucking zombie movies? It's not. I don't think. But who knows with Depeche Mode? Fly on the windscreen. Synth prefers strip. Yeah, that's that here lately. That's one of my favorite mode songs. I've been obsessed with. Who else we got in here? Here we go. Here's the man himself, Rick North Going Llama. What's up, man?
Rick the North Going Llama.
I fucking love that.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Very
Nice
unique.
70s porn stash. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
The fuck is that?
Big box 70s
I thought
porn.
gaggle of geese again. I was like, Jesus. Sean, what's up, man? See.
You're frozen.
All right, am I here?
Yeah, You're back.
Am I still frozen? Okay.
What? You're good.
I mean, that's what we do here. That's how it goes. What's up, Sean? Good to see you in here. Okay, so Rick North, he's saying that I guess the Reagan thing was 80-81. Really?
Oh, okay. Well, wow. Okay.
Yeah, because I remember
Hell,
Gerald Ford before that. I think Gerald Ford was an assassination attempt on him in the 70s. Yeah, I mean, it was like all the time back in the day. I've always, like, I've been wondering that for quite a while now. I think I'm frozen again.
no, you're
No,
good. You're good. You're
okay.
good.
I've been wondering about that for a while now with like all the fucking crazy ass people in this country. It's like how long is it going to be before we see another one? And here it is. Since says sounded like an airsoft rifle on the mic. Hard to tell. Yeah, it
Yeah,
did
it was
kind
very
of. But
faint. Yeah, it was very
yeah.
faint.
Sean says certainly is super crazy here in the Pittsburgh. Yeah, that's the thing in Butler, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Butler of all places. Come on,
That I
guys.
think that I think that was my first response to you. It was like, really, Butler, PA?
Yeah, I mean, I was just like, really? Come on, that you guys are better than that. Come on. Uh, Rick says, saw the Reagan assassination attempt live on TV. Yeah, and like I said, it was all the time back in the day. Since says apathy often rules the day in the end, but you're consumed with politics for now, unfortunately. Yeah. Matt's saying the diary still book is online only, so maybe that's the case. I didn't know. Maybe they would have them.
Man, you missed out back in the day when they were doing that Diary of the Dead sale on eBay. I got those pair of shoes that Jason wore in one of the scenes, and I bought those shoes for like $3.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
What was this?
When was it? It was probably a year or so after the film came out. It was just like the company that provided the wardrobe were like Rayburn or something like that, and they had this big sale on eBay, and like no one was bidding on it because no one knew it existed. So
Yeah, I didn't know anything about that. Wish I would have. Like, I'm not the big Diary of the Dead fan, but shit, I'll take whatever I can get from it.
yeah,
I got good memories of that movie. Rick says I mention it, but hate to drone on about it. Just more signs of troubling times. Yeah, you know. Alpha, do your best vocal fry read to celebrate the dead. What do you want me to? What do you want me to read? I don't know. Maybe later. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Robert saying it's the first zombie movie he saw. Oh, the Canada Geese moment. Yeah. Oh shit. Robert Harvard said the first zombie movie ever saw. Yep. Okay. So right there with you.
I was introduced to Night as my first I remember seeing 13 Ghosts, and then it was either 13 Ghosts, Night of the Living Dead, or Night of the Living Dead then 13 Ghosts, but those were the two, and then House on Haunted Hill.
Yeah. I've always like. I'm froze. Am I good? Can you
You're
hear me?
good. You're good.
Okay. I don't know what the fuck I was talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. You started cutting out as soon as you went into. I think you're okay. I can hear you.
How much longer? I don't know what else to do with this goddamn computer or this internet. But I think I was talking about
But
Night of the Living Dead. First time I heard the name Night of the Living Dead, I always heard the name Night of the Living Dead. And my aunt told me that, oh, you like zombies, you should watch, because I'd discovered Resident Evil around that time.
yeah,
You should watch Night of the Living Dead, because I guess that was the main one she knew of. And that was, so I saw Night of the Living Dead on like Showtime or something. I thought, oh, that's that movie. I got to watch it, and it was a remake. So
right.
I thought that was the original Night of the Living Dead the first time I saw it. I didn't even know there was a black and white. See Rick saying I was able to see the remake back when it came out in theaters 1990. Okay, I think it was opened what? I think it opened 5th that weekend. So not the
I
greatest
was
open for it, but I think that was a bad time for movies in general.
I was 8.
You weren't following the box office at 8.
No.
Rob Lucas, what's up, man? 1990 is your shit, and yes, sir. Eugene Clark. I was talking about Eugene Clark with Larry yesterday. I think just talking about because he went back and he was listening to the. He messaged me, said he was listening to the Evan City recap show that I had back in October. He was going back and listening to some of my older stuff, and he was talking about that. Did I tell you about the Eugene Clark story about me going?
Yeah. How he
And
basically
it's
tried to
funny
be a
because
salesman.
yeah, and it's funny because when I first met him in 2008, like he was really really cool and he was just giving shit away for free. It was like right when he had first started doing conventions. That was the first one I think I had ever seen him do, was at Texas Frightmare weekend. But he was like, taking photos of people, wouldn't charge anything, like giving people shit. He's a fucking seasoned pro now. Like he knows, like he's been doing enough conventions. He's like, no, you're paying for every fucking thing you get. If you just want to talk about something, I'm gonna take an opportunity just to sell you on something.
Literally, one claim to fame, right?
Yeah.
Because I've never seen him in anything else.
Well, I mean, outside of Land of the Dead, he did do the what the fuck is that fucking CD called that I reviewed? Keep the love flame burning. I think it's hilarious. I don't think it's meant to be hilarious, but it is. Matt saying, dude, I'm telling you, we need to roll up to the Night 90 house next year. I've got your back if you've got mine. I mean, I don't know. I've
just don't eat Dairy
too
Queen
many
first.
stories. Sorry, I think we're freezing up again here. But yeah, stay away from the dairy. We won't hit up the Dairy Queen first. That's for sure.
That was the funniest story.
I know I'm gonna think about that tonight when we're watching and we get the cemetery scene. I'm just gonna be looking at this like, is that where he shit his pants? Is that where he shit his pants? I don't remember seeing. I think I remember seeing Dairy Queen watch. I don't know if it was the same one though. Robert says, never done one of these before. Are you going to announce hit play once we start on the movie? Yeah. I'll do like I usually do like a 3, 2, 1 press play now, and on now we hit play, and then we're hopefully watching all together. With my connection tonight, who fucking knows? I'll probably be 10, 15 minutes behind everybody else.
Be sure to press play on the Columbia Pictures opening.
Yeah, it should start from the very very beginning. You should see the lady with the thing, the torch. Let me see. I'm trying to catch up on as many of these comments as I can. Trying to catch up on some new folks. Rich T, what's up, man? Good to see you. Good morning from the UK. Wow. Hello, sir. 990 didn't release until 93 in the UK. I didn't know that. Saw it on the big screen, loved it then, still do. Only issue is Johnny Dummy at the start. I think it's good looking. The dummy that hits his head on. I mean, it's effective for what it needed to do.
Well, I mean, I think even the cemetery zombie is a dummy. I think both dummies fall down.
Yeah, I mean, Tom always talked about Night 90, how many, like, they used a lot of dummy stuff because he wanted to see, like, impact. He wanted to see, like, weapons hitting heads. So they had, like, a lot of rubber. Like, the one that comes to mind is the Uncle Reed zombie in the house when Patricia Tallman's hitting him with the fire poker, and he's just kind of bouncing around like a like that's an obvious dummy. The foot that kicks I think the Greg Funk zombie in the face, then he hits, that's a fake rubber foot. So yeah, Tom's always talked about that they used a lot of dummies and rubber effects there. Let me see. Yeah, Butler PA just scrolled by. Yeah, it's on here. It may be a little busy right now, so you may want to.
It's even in the original. It's even in the original Night of the Living Dead too. So, Butler PA.
Yep. Let me see. Trying to catch one of these. I got something to open and show off that I got in the mail the other day.
Yeah.
Nothing huge, nothing spectacular, but I thought it was pretty cool when I found it. Let me see. Outside smoking cigarettes, drink a little bit, watching on my phone, have my laptop set up for the movie. Hey, that sounds like a good setup to me. Hell, I'd probably get better signal if I were downstairs outside. Maybe I'll just start moving the show out there, sweating my dick off. Okay,
I don't think it was it gonna melt away.
it might. I mean, I don't know. I'm getting older and things are changing down there, so I don't know. I'm kind of scared.
Make sure you find any ticks.
No, I think by now, if there were still any down there from that, I think
Probably
they'd be the size of one of my nuts. I just have a big nut
probably on your
size tick on the side of my balls.
it's probably on your gooch.
It might be. It ain't bothering me, so I don't know. I'll just let it do what it needs to do. But okay, yeah, I got this in the mail the other day. I'll go ahead and open this, show it off. Got this in the mail the other day. It's nothing, like I said, nothing major. I don't want anybody to see my address and send me a bomb. But they were very polite about sending it. They used instead of just do not bin, they just please do not bin. So Mr. James Clark is the one who mailed this to me. Very polite man, very polite man. And this is from Pittsburgh, so I'm thinking it's the real deal. So
okay.
So trusty knife here. I'm gonna open this up.
Is that your B&P knife?
No. This is an old pocket knife. So my papa was one of those grandpas that every year for Christmas would get all the boys a new pocket knife.
Yeah.
So this thing's probably 20 years old or so, but I still use it to this day to like open packages and shit and use it for work. But yeah, every year for Christmas, it was all the boys got a brand new pocket knife. Jesus Christ. I might need to get a new one. This is not the sharpest knife in the drawer. Huh? Be careful.
Just go to Walmart. Just go to Walmart. Get you a letter opener.
That would make too much sense, Will. I don't do things like that. All right. All right. Let's see. So I got a little cardboard here.
Hey, at least they protected it.
Yeah, I mean packaging top notch so far. Happy to see that. Be careful.
It's about the presentation. I love getting a package in the mail. I'm just like, oh, yes.
I know, it's like Christmas. It's like an adult Christmas.
Yep.
All right. Oh, shit, they got it taped down in here. Okay. So now that that's empty, we got this is a Dawn of the Dead newspaper advertisement from the Pittsburgh area. And the thing that sold it for me is if you look down here in the corner, it's got the Cinema East Monroeville Mall located down there as one of them. So
hell yeah.
So yeah, I saw this. It was cheap. It was like it's perfect size to frame, so I can put this up on the wall. And I don't really have a whole lot of newspaper ads and stuff. I know you used to have a bunch.
I sold all of it to Larry. Like Larry was like, I want those.
I mean, I've always liked stuff like this. Like this is the stuff I'm interested in having. Just little pieces of history there. You got the other theaters down there.
I really hate when I sold my collection. Like, God, I regret that so much.
Yeah. Well, you were warned. But
yeah, Larry. Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought this was really cool. I'm glad I got it. And like I said, it's funny because it's still got, if you can see closely here, I'm going to go full screen here and I'll, actually, I'm going to try. So yeah, it's funny if you look close enough here, you can see Monroeville Mall. It's still got the old phone number. I don't know if that phone number still works or not for the Monroeville Mall. It's got the phone number and then the show times down there at the bottom. 2 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 7:30, 9:45. So I don't know. I just thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And there's an ad on the back for Horn, which was a store that was in the Monroeville Mall at the time. So
it's where the Macy's is, I think.
Yeah, I think so. So pretty cool. What else to show here? So no, yeah, it's kind of one of the first like actual newspaper ads I've bought, but the having the Monroeville Mall down there at the bottom kind of sold it for me.
Yep.
That's the first time I've bought anything off eBay in quite a while too. I've been kind of since Living Dead weekend. I've kind of leveled out, kind of behaved a little bit. I already got too much shit as it is, but I couldn't pass that up because it was only like $15, I think. So I was
Yeah.
like, I'll buy some. I was getting the itch, you get the itch, and you're like, I just want to buy something, any little thing.
Yeah, I reached out to Denise Duff, who of course is Michelle from Subspecies Part Two, and
Yeah.
she sent me some 8x10s signed. So that's the last thing that I got.
Oh, that's cool. Were those the ones you got here recently?
Yeah.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay. I thought you may have had those. I didn't know that she'd sent them to you. That's pretty damn cool. Um,
Yeah, she's cool. If you've not seen
I still need
Subspecies,
to.
watch Subspecies.
Yeah, this motherfucker's a big subspecies guy. You spent like $300 on that bloodstone thing,
Ha ha.
which yeah, he's. Would you just have? Do you always just have it at
Just
arm's
just in
reach?
case. Just in case anybody wants to see it. This is my
It's
bloodstone from
pretty damn cool.
Subspecies.
That's pretty damn cool. And I'm not even like a huge like I've never even seen that movie until recently. I saw the first one. I still need to see the second one, which is your favorite, but
Yep.
lights up. That's
Pretty cool.
pretty cool. Yeah. But yeah, it's not a bad movie. Like the first one, I was pretty impressed. Like I didn't know what to expect going in, so I was
Hmm.
like, I don't know. Does Will just have weird taste in movies, or? But as I watched, I was like, this is actually like pretty engaging. Like I kind of like the performance by the red. I keep wanting to call him
Ragu.
the ragu guy.
Ragu. Yeah.
It's a pretty damn cool performance by that guy. So um, and like I said,
Understandable.
I've always been a big fan of like Nosferatu, and I think it kind
Hmm.
of captures that essence, especially like the long fingers and shit. Like I kind of dig that. Um, but yeah, anything else to touch on here before we get into the movie?
Um, yeah,
Richard
nothing
Simmons
new.
died today.
Yeah,
Isn't that weird? Richard Simmons
that
and
is weird.
Doctor Ruth.
Yeah,
Richard Simmons, though, more specifically, like he just kind of disappeared for the longest time here recently, but um,
it's amazing how much Pauly Shore looks like him now, though.
oh yeah, he's been trying to do that. Uh,
The biopic. Yeah.
yeah, the biopic of fucking Richard Simmons for the longest time now, and they'll probably do one, but they're not going to use Pauly Shore. I don't think so.
Man, he looks just like him though.
He does. I mean, why not give him a shot? I mean, he's obviously I don't know,
Sweat.
somewhat passionate about doing it. But I always liked Richard Simmons, like on when he would be on like show up on Stern or something like that. Like
Mm.
you could tell, like the guy was like nicest guy in the world, but definitely had like a past, like a dark past or something that he's being followed by at all times. So
Demons. They're called demons.
they're called demons. And Richard sure as hell had some of those, I think. But rest in peace, Richard Simmons. Hey, Suzanne Herr, what's up? Good to see you. It's been a while. Dummies. I don't know if you're referring to us or I don't know if you're referring to this mustache. I told you I look like Jim Baffico or something.
Yeah,
Both
you
of
kind of
mustache.
do. You're giving out major daddy vibes.
I seem to do that often. I don't know. Uh, you lame range, bunch of yo-yos. Yeah, that's one of the weirdest lines in the movie. You
Yeah.
bunch of yo-yos. Suzanne, it was a mistake to focus on the dummies, but the overall special effects in the remake are fantastic. Yeah, and
They
it was
are. Yeah.
John Vulich and Everett Burrell, Optic Nerve. Let's see, talking to Suzanne. It's a good question. What so does cinemet mean small cinema? Maybe I don't know. It kind of sounds like it. A cinemet. Okay, so you turn synth on to Subspecies. He's already downloaded. Gonna watch it soon. Yeah, check it.
You have
It's
to. You yeah. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. This
I
is
was,
this
I
is
was,
your
I was gonna,
territory.
I was gonna say start. You have to watch at least 1 through 3. 4 is Vampire Journals, where it kind of just does its own thing. Then, yeah, just 1 through 3. Those are the top 3.
Yeah, I still haven't seen 2 or 3 yet. So, but one's definitely worth a watch. especially if you're in, like I said, into the vampire genre and like
Yeah,
Nosferatu and shit like that. It's pretty good.
Peter Cush. I'm the Christopher Lee Dracula. Like that's my favorite Dracula.
Which kind of explains, because I know you're not the biggest Martin fan. It kind of explains that, because Romero kind of takes Martin out completely
Yeah,
out of the gothic. Well, it's still kind of like a gothic tale somewhat in Martin's head, but kind of brings it into reality more so than the
yeah.
fantasy aspect of it. Suzanne wants that bloodstone, so I don't know. Shoot a surprise, Suzanne. See if you can. See if you can get it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think Will's looking to sell it.
No.
Sean, yeah, Sean's from the Pittsburgh area. The movie theater was across the parking lot from the mall where Best Buy is now. Okay, yeah, I didn't know.
Is this the Braddock guy?
Yeah, yeah. This
Okay,
is
okay.
he's in like I forget what part, but it's close in the
Yeah.
Braddock
Sorry.
area. But yeah, I knew there was a theater there for, because I always heard a lot of different people talk about going to see Dawn of the Dead, like the extra zombies and stuff like that. Going to see Dawn at that theater next to the mall. I never knew exactly where it was, but that makes a lot of sense. Yep, Suzanne's a subspecies and Vampire Journals fan, so she enjoyed the Vampire Journals.
Yeah, not for me.
Simmons was on a rapid decline since then. Yeah, I mean, I hadn't heard from him in like a decade. He just kind of went to his house and disappeared.
Came like Howie Mandel.
Yeah, kind of. Um, Sean saying that theater screened the original Night of the Living Dead for all the celebs at the Zombie Jamboree. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because that was the Zombie Jamboree wasn't at the mall, but it was the convention center. Was I forget what it was called, where that took place. But Paul, what's up, man? He feels currently having a massive storm at Road America in my tent. That sounds like fun. I'm glad we can. Glad you decided that your possibly last thing that you ever do in life before the storm blows you away is hang out with me and Will. But appreciate that. I feel like Jordan Belfort when he was on his yacht during the storm in Wolf of Wall Street. That Road America is pretty damn cool. I'd love to go to something like that at some point. But yeah, we had huge storms here today in Evansville. I guess it may be the same system, or I don't know what the hell's going on. But hope you're okay, man. Hope you make it through, and you can see a little racing up there. But good to see you, sir. And had a good time last week too. Checking out your. I got quite a bit of feedback on that. A lot of people really enjoyed that. Checking out your collection there. 1911 guitar dude, Brett, what's up, man? Love the extra funny lines in the Argento cut of Dawn about the switchblade comb. I always think of that scene every time I see the combs for sale. Yeah, what are the extra lines in the Argento cut? It's in the original cut. It's like what the fuck does Savini say? And then the Argento cut with this comb, just like, yeah, I've never seen one of these before or something like that. It's like I don't know why Argento decided to keep that in,
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't know.
I
There's a
haven't
lot of
seen the
weird
Argento
decisions
cut in
made
a
with that.
while. Yeah, I haven't seen the Argento cut in a long time.
It's definitely one. I think the last time I watched it was with the commentary,
Hmm.
with Galen and the main four. That was the last time I think I watched it. I got to be in the right mood for that. Sometimes, sometimes I'm just in the mood for the Argento cut, just the wall to
Yeah.
wall Goblin score and some of the extra stuff. But
Hmm.
Rankin, that's right. Sean's in Rankin, right next door to Braddock. Um, Robert says, "Hey Alpha, did you like the remake of The Crazies? It's the last in theater credit for Romero. I think he was producer. Yeah, I guess that probably would have been, wouldn't it? No, I mean me personally, I was not a fan. I mean, I guess it's a well-made movie. It's not a piece of shit or anything like the Day of the Dead
Hmm.
remake or anything like that. But to me, like the thing I like about The Crazies the most isn't the crazy people. Like Romero's crazies, like the people are not, the people that are infected with the bug or whatever are not like the main villains in the thing at all. Like it's not even really about that. It's just about the military and the government's reaction and the way that they completely fuck up the entire situation, and by the end you don't know who's crazy and who's not. Like there's just so much more ambiguity to it, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Whereas in like the remake, it was basically just a zombie movie called The Crazies. I don't know.
I like the remake.
Did you like the remake?
Yeah, of course, my movie taste is different than everyone else's. So
You're joking. Are you serious? No, goddammit. I expect you to agree with me on everything I say. Don't test me. Don't combat me. Just say you're totally right, Michael. But no, I mean, I think I'm in the minority there. I think a lot of people really enjoy, especially when the movie came out. I remember hearing people talk about it quite a bit. So, but I probably have the weirder movie taste. Like I said, I've shown you Lightning Over Braddock and The Dead Don't Die at this point. It's just two weird fucking movies that you're either gonna
yeah.
like or you're not gonna like.
Hey,
But like,
I thought the Dead Don't Die was actually decent. I mean, this was
thank
decent.
you, thank you. Everybody else is giving me shit for that, Matt and everybody, Larry, everybody else. It's like, really, that fucking movie? Um, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm trying not to be, but the more like newer stuff that I see, the more I just feel like an old curmudgeon. I'm just like, this sucks. I don't like it. Like I went to see Maxine last weekend, and I've been looking forward to that one. I really enjoyed X. I love Pearl. I think Pearl's fantastic. Um, but Maxine was, I don't know. The thing that comes to mind for me when I finished watching it was that quote from Clerks. I don't know. Are you a Clerks fan? Kevin Smith fan?
I mean, I like
No.
Kevin Smith. I like Comic Book Man, but that's about it.
Yeah, there's the line in Clerks where Jay is talking about his grandma's old saying of like, "What's a good plate with nothing on it?" It's like, well, what does that mean? He's like, I don't know. She was fucking old and senile. Used to piss herself all the time.
Right.
Like, I don't know. But that's what I thought. I was like, what? It's a good plate with nothing on it. Like they set the scene perfectly. It feels like the 80s. It's
Mm-hmm.
the soundtrack is kick ass. Like it feels like Ty West's version of Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but for the 80s.
Yeah.
Um, they nailed that. But in terms of the story, the performances, like there's just shit in this movie that makes no sense. Like there's no fucking reason for it to be in the movie. It's just like a scene that's thrown in there. Um, I didn't dig it. I didn't like it. It just didn't feel cohesive enough for me. But yeah, I don't know. I was supposed to see Long Legs yesterday, but canceled on the last minute. So I haven't seen. I would like to see that. Have you seen the trailers or anything for that?
No. I don't like going to movies by myself. I mean, I went and saw Dawn, when it came out the last couple of years by myself, but like other than that, I typically don't like going to movies by myself.
I used to go all the time by myself. I didn't give a fuck. Like I'd just be like, all right, I'm gonna watch this movie, and then I'm gonna leave. I don't,
Yeah.
it's not a social event for me. I'm just like, I'm just gonna watch this movie. And but here recently, I've been going with my buddy Rory quite a bit because he goes to fucking see everything. I don't know how he does it. I mean, he's just got way more time on his hands than I do. But Monroeville Expo Mart. Okay, that's where the Zombie Jamboree was. See, there's more back and forth between Tom and the biker gang leader in the Argento cut about the comb. Yeah, I can't remember what the exact term, but yeah, it's added for no real extra reason or purpose. Sorry guys, if I'm skipping a lot of comments here. I'm just trying to keep up with everybody and trying to get this movie rolling here in just a second, but trying to catch up. Okay, Robert's with us. Don't Die is good. Have it on Blu-ray and DVD. Okay, all right, Robert.
All right.
More and more every time. Every time you're in here. Brett says I got out your old 1990 DVD. Yeah, that's what I'm watching. I'm watching the DVD version. I got a Blu-ray of it, but the DVD is just more convenient for me right now. It's two-sided. Yeah, it's got the widescreen and the full screen version. Does anyone know if the full screen is open matte? No, it's not open matte. It's just you got to think that when that DVD came out, we're still talking like 2000. So a lot of people still had just those regular like 4x3 box TVs. So that was kind of the preferred because like I remember my granny is one of those people that's like hates widescreen, hates letterbox. So she feels like she's missing stuff at the top and at the bottom. She's just like,
Mm-hmm.
I can't see everything. It's like, no, actually, you're seeing everything there is to see, but she doesn't quite grasp that. But um, blah, 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 blah. Since says Oliphant Save the Crazies remake, it's not great, but much better than Snyder's Dawn and Abysmal Day remakes. I don't know. They're kind of in
Well,
the same category for me. Did you like the Dawn remake? I don't know if we were going to talk about that.
um, I don't hate it. It's just Hollywood. I mean, it's all it is. I mean, I don't think it was terrible. I don't really care for running zombies or fast zombies, but I mean, to me, it's its own film and it has its own fan base, and I have it like I have every possible version that you can think of, like on VHS and everything else. So
Yeah, I mean,
there must be a little bit of love deep down inside somewhere. I haven't pulled it out in a while, so.
yeah, I just watched it for the first time in a long time, not too long. It was right around when me and Grande did the Romero remake stream. I went back and watched all those remakes again, just because a lot of them
Mm,
I hadn't seen in forever, like Dawn, like the Dawn remake I hadn't seen in forever. But going back and watching it, like the fast zombie thing doesn't bother me because it's literally just they're ripping off 28 Days Later. They saw that it worked in 20 Days Later, and they're like, oh well, let's make our zombies like this. They're more scary that way. I don't know whatever that means. And my biggest issue with it is that it doesn't make any fucking sense from a narrative standpoint. Like, there's no reason for
mm,
like there's no point to it. Like there's no reason why they go to the mall. There's no reason why they leave the mall. It's just like, oh, here's a setting for some things to happen, and we'll move on to another setting for other things to happen. Um, but I don't know. That's my biggest issue. It doesn't make any fucking sense. But
Hey, but they
like I said,
did. Hey, but they did follow Randy Kovet's advice from the original Dawn. Let's go to an island.
yeah, for no reason. I mean, you're totally safe in that mall.
Right,
Like, it's not like bikers are, invading it or anything, and you have to
right,
go. It's just like, well, I don't want to stay here forever and die, so let's go out there amongst
right,
millions of fucking, lightning fast zombies.
right.
Surely we can get on a boat and go to an island. What island? Any island?
Right.
Who knows? Like, literally, that was the fucking gist of what
Hmm.
they did in the remake. It was like, I don't know, there has to be an island out here somewhere.
I
What?
mean, hell, even John from Day even mentioned about getting juiced up, finding an island, and
Yeah, but I mean, at least they
yeah,
were in Florida. They were
right,
pretty close. I
exactly.
don't know. The Dawn remake, they were in what, uh, Minnesota or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it was
There's not even
weird.
a
Yeah,
setting for that. I don't even know. I know it was
Wisconsin.
filmed
Yeah,
up there. Yeah, it
yeah.
was filmed up there. So I guess they were gonna find an island off of one of the Great Lakes. I don't know what the hell's going on in that movie. Um, Paul says it was awesome last weekend. Really had a blast and happy there was tons of positive feedback. Yeah, man, I had a really good time. I was surprised. I mean, it went by fairly smoothly because that could have been chaotic because my 3-year-old I was prepared for her to take over the stream because she was wilding that day. But yeah, really glad you came on last weekend, man. Fingers crossed we get a night 90 4K this year. There's one coming. I know for a fact that there's one coming soon. Sony is putting it out. I was thinking maybe Scream Factory, somebody might like that, might get a hold of it, but Sony's going to put it out on their own. I don't know if it's going to be this year or next, but it's coming. So, let's see. Anything else here we can hit on?
Just shout out to the OG VHS.
Yeah, I got that too. I got a VHS. I got the DVD. Is
Yeah,
that the same
this
one
is
you
like,
got?
yep, it's the original one that I bought, like the very first one.
Yeah, this is the one I remember watching first time when it used to be in all the video stores back in the day.
Hmm.
I think I've had this since then. I've had this since late '90s probably when I first bought it. But
And I have one thing else
we'll be
because
watching the DVD.
I don't know if a lot of people have seen this, but a Dawn Betamax tape.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that.
I mean,
I got off real quick.
compared to the VHS. I mean,
Mm-hmm. Which it's funny that VHS won out there. I guess it was probably, I don't know, cheaper to make. I don't
yeah,
know what. I'm not a
that is
huge.
that's my favorite cover art ever.
Yeah, that's the one that was in all of the video stores and shit
Yep.
back in the day. Um, all right, let me see. Anything else to cover, really? So, you ready to get this sucker
Yeah,
rolling?
let's do it.
Let me see if I can push this window to one side. So, everybody get your shit ready. Jesus. I need to get my shit. What is going on with my computer right now? Hang on. I just went. Funny things are happening. Uh, Here's a question you can cover while I'm trying to figure this out. Where can you
eBay
get a
for
990
sure.
VHS?
eBay for sure.
Yeah, I actually have the video store poster of Night 90 from back in the day. I actually found
Really?
that here recently. $10, I think.
Wow. Wow.
You never see those. Like I looked on eBay all over. I was like, what do these go for? And I couldn't find one.
Yeah.
So
It's like that Halloween poster that I got up in Pittsburgh. I haven't been able to find any information on eBay for that. So
yeah, I haven't really looked at that Maniac poster that I got. I haven't really looked to see if there's. Oh, wait a minute. That's what I want to do. There we go. Tile to the right. Right on.
they also had the original Omen 2 poster at the Great Escape today for $15, but I'm just not a. I mean, it's a great film, but like I'm not gonna spend $15 on it.
Yeah. I tried not to go too crazy any with stuff outside of Romero because I don't have enough room as it is, and if I get anything
Yeah.
else like that Maniac poster, I don't know what the hell to do with it at this point. It's just kind of sitting here up against the wall, still
Yeah.
boarded and stuff. I don't really have anywhere to put it right now.
Yeah.
Um,
I have that original Wicker Man poster that I really want to put up, but I have no room for
Bullshit! You have a living room full of wall space.
it.
Don't give me that shit. Don't try to get that up there. That's fucking art, man. That's art. I don't get that fucking putting up that cheap TJ Maxx bullshit.
Yeah. I'm a
Yeah,
Maxinista.
yeah. Come on now. That thing's beautiful. You got to frame that sucker up. Although I will say the 27 by 41 frames are insanely
Yeah,
expensive, so
they
I
are.
kind of don't blame you. But what in the fuck am I about to do here? Well, let's try this. Should work. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, everybody in the chat watching along, give you another second or two. Suzanne looks like she's ready to go. Rick's asking, is there any collector's merchandise besides T-shirts from the 1990 version of Night of the Living Dead? I'm sure there is. I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff out there. I don't have very much myself. Like I said, I got that poster.
I mean, there's some props. I mean, there's that guy in one of the groups that has
Yeah.
a few things from the film.
I feel like John Russo's always selling shit from that movie too. I know recently, didn't he just sell? Didn't he have like 1,000 behind the scenes Polaroids or photos
Something like
that he
that.
took or something like that he just sold? I don't know who got them, but Ken Costa, what's up, man? Kenneth Costa. I'm sorry, that's the appropriate way there. Night, dawn, or day? Are you asking which one
Ooh.
we prefer? Because for me, it's dawn. I mean, it's an easy dawn. What do you say?
Oh God. I mean,
I know
it's
you love both night and dawn. You're not the
yeah.
biggest day fan though, are you?
No, but I mean, I know it well. Like it's just not my go-to. I will probably say dawn, but man, like night is fucking like right there with it. So
Yeah, it's between those, but dawn for me. I mean, the dawn is I got it tattooed on my fucking arm for
yeah.
God's sake. So I gotta say that.
you and Drewski are twins.
I'm flattered that you would say that.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Ken saying, Kenny. All right, we're going with Kenny on this one. Kenny's cool with him. Kenny Costa, what's up, man? Don, for you, love all three. Yeah, in the same way. I do love all three. They're all, I mean, top 5 all time movies for me. But all right. All right, you ready to get this rolling? Everybody in the chat ready? We're going to do a
Yep.
countdown, then a 3, 2, 1, press play now, and then that's when you're going to press play on now. So hopefully mine works. We'll see what happens here. All right, everybody in the chat. Well, 3, 2, 1, press play now. Okay, I think mine's going to work.
Hell yeah.
Columbia Pictures. Are they still in business?
I don't know,
I
but
feel like I haven't seen that logo forever.
I love this opening. Like
Mm-hmm.
that music.
Yeah, some of the music I do enjoy. I was actually listening. I have the soundtrack or the score on vinyl that Paul McCullough did. Oh, is that coming in on my end? Can you hear that?
Okay, yeah, I will. Okay, maybe it's my end. Let me turn mine down a little bit.
There we go. Okay. I didn't know if it could just come in, if it was just the movie coming
Yeah.
through my headphones or if it was you or what was going on there. But yeah, a lot of the music, like the Paul McCullough score, there's some of the music that's really, really good, but then there's some that's just like this opening music here that's like bow, bow, bow,
Mm,
bow. It sounds just
yeah.
kind of a little corny, but
Oh, I love the music for this film. I've yet to find this road. I know it's there, but
I think I accidentally found this road when I was looking for the cemetery in Washington because I was driving through an area that looked very
mhm.
similar to that. Um, but it just led me to like this dead end, you know. Uh,
I mean, it looks like. I mean, it looks like a field. I mean, it doesn't even look like a real road.
yeah, it's like they just laid down a bunch of dirt and mud
Yeah.
and gravel and just paved out their own road for it. I don't think they would have had the budget to do
Right.
that, but
I love how the V is missing from that Evans City
yeah, you know
cemetery.
what? I just now noticed that.
Yeah.
That's insane. Why wouldn't they have shot that in Evans City then? I wonder.
I don't know.
Instead of shooting in Washington. 'Cause I know the
I
house
mean,
is in Washington, but
yeah.
I guess just to stay close.
And this is pretty secluded too. So
Mhm. Did you I don't you've never been to the cemetery, have you?
yeah. I went when I first came. My first trip to Pittsburgh. I went. I saw everything. I mean, it was like 5 days of nothing but just filming locations
The cemetery
nonstop.
here in Washington?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you hadn't, but I
No,
thought you were
but I
talking
mean,
about
I wanted to go back. This last
just
time, just
okay,
because I
yeah.
haven't been back.
Just to do
Because I
shot
like to
okay.
revisit. Yeah.
Yeah, I've only been once. It's a beautiful area because it's kind of on a
Yeah.
hill and it kind of overlooks all these other mountains and hills and shit like that. Like that's
Yeah.
it looks
You
fairly
can't really see that anymore though.
yeah. There's a lot of like
Yeah.
trees growing up and shit there now, but pretty much. I mean, it's pretty much the exact same.
Yeah. And oh, did you catch the very beginning where it says a George A. Romero present? I wonder if that's a mistake in presents.
Possibly, I don't know. Whoever was in charge. I don't know if you noticed Bill Moseley's name in the credits is misspelled. So whoever's in charge
Oh,
of the credits in this movie,
yeah.
they
Yeah,
didn't
it
give a
said
shit.
George A. Romero. It says George A. Romero present.
And
That's
I
what it
don't guess I've
says.
ever noticed that either.
Yeah,
But I always noticed Bill Moseley's name was misspelled. Now, what do you think about this opening scene? I would have loved to have seen more between Mosley and
yeah,
Trisha Tallman here. I feel like they're just kind of rushing into it. They're getting to it a little like because in the original, I don't want to compare the two too much, but the
yeah.
thing about the original is that it's kind of like the slow, quiet
Build
build,
up.
and that you see the
Yeah,
zombie in the background, and it gets closer and closer, and then there's more interplay between the two characters. Or this just feels a little more over the top and just kind of
yeah.
jumping right into everything.
I feel like I've seen him in something else though, but I can't recall.
Yeah, he looks familiar. His name's Pat Reese. He was a
Hmm.
friend of Savini's, I believe. But I like the way they do that little switcheroo there, where you think that's the cemetery zombie,
Yeah,
but it just turns out to be and it goes and it's a great makeup. It's
yeah, it is.
rubber foot. Oh, rubber foot right there.
Oh, that always makes me cringe when I see.
Mm.
God, ugh, I felt that.
It's funny she just ends up doing more damage to Johnny than the zombie does.
Yeah. What was her name in Night Riders? Julie? Was it Julie? Is that what it was?
Yeah, Julie.
Yeah.
Julie, what you doing messing around them motorcycles? I love that scene. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, a lot of these statues are placed there, and or like
Mm.
the tombstones are actually not tombstones. Because I'm looking around, I'm like, where the hell are these tombstones?
Yeah. Although it is a good location to like line up shots because, like I said,
Yeah.
everything's pretty much still looks
Hmm.
fairly similar. So that's what I did. I went out there for the first time the year that they actually had the Night 90 reunion. I think it was 2022, I think.
This always confused me. So, why was the back of his suit cut out and not the other zombie?
Well, I think he was, if I remember correctly, I think he was the property of a necrophiliac at some point. So when he came
Mm.
back, I'm joking, I don't know.
Mm.
Uh, you're like, oh, really? There's
Yeah.
a backstory to this
Well,
character.
I mean, hell, I mean, you never know. I mean,
No, so when I guess I don't know, I've never done this, but when you die, the funeral home or whoever,
mhm.
whatever they take care of you, they slit up the back so that they get the suit on you on the dead body. The suit is always cut down the back so they could get it on the body um, when they're being prepared in the funeral home, and that's why he's got all the stitches and the sewn up areas
Mm.
on the chest and stuff because that's from where the so he was that's one thing you got to give Savini. He's very detail oriented with all this
Yeah.
stuff. I think that's the thing that kind of hurt him the most with this movie is that something like this, I feel like Savini was very detail oriented about a lot of
Hmm.
things, like a lot of small things, but kind of missed the big picture
Yeah.
in a lot of ways. And I think that's why they were, running out of money and time and everything was kind of rushed at the end because by the end of the shoot, um, came in the last few days and kind of helped,
Hmm.
combine shots and stuff like that to help them reach their deadline because they were behind on, time and money. So, but I mean,
And the
first time director Tom Savini. I mean, he does a great job. Don't get me wrong, but I do love the little attention to detail at times.
yeah.
How do you feel about the credits continuing now, this far into the movie?
Um, it doesn't really bother me. It sort of just gives the ambience, like
Mm.
that they just want to make sure they're getting their name out there, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. That's it's
Yeah, I guess these are the big names, aren't they?
Yeah. They just want to make sure that everyone is aware that.
The gang's all here, don't we?
Yeah. I mean, I went on the property that on once, and like the guy was mowing, and he did not say anything to me, but he was probably like, "Oh, it's just one of those nerds." I mean,
Nerd
like
alert.
I mean, I quickly did when I saw him. I quickly turned around and went out, but I mean, I
Yeah.
didn't. Boy, you be damned to hell.
Well, I thought maybe like if you show up, like maybe we should rent a limousine and rent some
Hmm.
tuxes and just show up, or not maybe not tux, but business suits or something, look
Right.
really professional and just kind of roll up and see how he responds. I'm sure he's used to just people rolling up in black t-shirts and shit. And
Yeah.
he's like, oh, I was on these goddamn again. But if we showed up looking like, looking like big deals, like, oh,
Yep.
it's like, did you know your house was in a movie once?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know.
Charge. You could do your, do like a little photo op. Hell, I would for sure pay for a photo op.
Yeah. I wonder how much of the house actually still looks the same on the inside too. Which I do. This sequence is really well done. I like. Did you know about the Mary Celeste um, sign on the outside? You've heard that story.
No, what are you talking about?
So on the outside, which again goes back to me where what I was talking about with
Mm.
Savini's attention to detail. So on the outside of the house, the name on the
Yeah.
house is
Right.
M Celeste,
Hmm. Hmm.
and that's in reference to the Mary Celeste. ghost ship or whatever. So apparently, at some point, this ship like disappeared into the ocean or something like that, and then was found. And when they aborted the ship to see if anybody was still alive, like nobody. Like, it was completely deserted, but there was still food cooking in the kitchen and cigarettes burning in the ashtrays. And so, like, Tom kind of
But
based that part there when he's walking into the house and the stove is still on cooking something and all that.
yeah,
Tom was kind of taking inspiration from that. So apparently it's a true story. I don't know. I haven't looked too much into it, but
kind of like a Bermuda Triangle type thing.
yeah, it probably had something to do with
Yeah,
that. There's a rubber zombie.
Uncle Reg.
Yeah. Which would his last name be Celeste then? Regis
Yeah,
Celeste?
I guess so.
I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, yeah, maybe.
But probably props to Regis Servinsky. Yeah.
Mm. Great look that zombie too.
Yeah.
So would you say
Like,
Tom's goal in making this movie, he wanted to make zombies scary again? Because by
yeah.
the by the late 80s, we'd seen Thriller and we'd seen
Mm.
Return of the Living Dead, and I'm gonna yell at my dog here in a second, but
Shut the fuck up.
I don't give a shit. I'm tired of this fucking mutt. She pisses me off. But his goal was to make the zombies actually scary again. How do you feel like he accomplished that goal in this?
I do. I really do. But then again, zombies don't scare me, so um,
Well, not now,
it's really
but
hard.
I mean,
Do what?
I said, well, not now, but definitely
Yeah,
when I first saw it as a kid, when I it was fucking terrifying. Just the idea of like people banging at your window trying to get into the house to kill you freaked the
yeah.
fuck out of me when I was a kid.
It's like I tell people, like I like the type of horror movies that aren't actually that could never happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, I guess there probably could be a zombie outbreak, of some form or fashion, but
I
like
mean,
vampires, Frankenstein, like that's not gonna happen.
well, in Murray, Kentucky, do you remember hearing about the vampires in Murray back in the day?
No,
Like
no,
93, 94 or something like that. There was this group of kids that were going to Murray State High School, or not Murray State High School, but Murray State University, and they were in like a little vampire gang. They'd go around and kill people and
yeah,
drink their blood.
wow,
I remember hearing that when I was a kid on the radio and just being freaked out. Because I was like, Murray's like right down the road. They're coming to kill us,
right.
man.
Yeah, I think that guy also has the poker. Oh, the cameraman. You can see the reflection of the cameraman right there.
No. Yeah. See, we didn't even mention Tony Todd. Great
Oh yeah,
casting,
yeah,
Tony
yeah, for
Todd
sure.
for.
Yeah. I mean, that's when Tony was in his prime too, like Candyman era.
Mm-hmm.
But like, for some reason, um, I just saw a piece of paper on the refrigerator that said farm auction. I've never seen that before. Um,
I've seen all kinds of shit. But yeah, the farm auction here.
it's like when I watched Dawn at the theater. Like I was like, oh my god, like there's new things that I haven't seen before. But yeah, Tony Todd. I've seen him a dozen times at conventions and always forget to get his autograph. Always, every single time.
I've only
And Bill
seen
Moseley.
him. Bill Moseley, yeah. I've only seen Tony Todd and Bill Moseley. I think the only two times that I've seen them at a convention was that Night 90 reunion at Living Dead Weekend. But I haven't been to a whole lot of conventions, honestly. Outside of Living Dead Weekend, Horror Hound a couple of times, local stuff. I guess I've been to more than I thought I did, but um,
And I love how they kind of just make Barbara kind of like in the same state as the OG Barbara, but then like
mhm.
she sort of like triumphs. Women's lib.
Yeah. My fucking video is running slow motion all of a sudden for some reason.
Like your the movie or your movie or your
Yeah.
stream.
I might need you to give me the timestamp here in a second.
Okay.
don't know why it's doing that. All right. What's timestamp?
We are at 15 minutes and 17 seconds. 19, 20, 21, 22,
Yeah, it
23,
just keeps going into fucking
24.
slow motion. All right. All right, I think I'm caught up here. Close enough.
I can pause it until we can get to a certain point.
No, you're good. I think I'm
Okay.
right where you are. If I may be like a couple of seconds
Okay.
um, off, but tile to the left. There we go. All right, we're good.
This zombie was always very unique looking.
Yeah, that's Dirk Ashton, I think. It's kind of a unique looking guy in general.
Looks like he
But
was part of a circus or something because of the pants.
yeah,
Maybe it was a carny. It's like they're in the middle of nowhere and all these zombies just show up. Like, where the hell all these zombies come from? Like, the country's supposed to be small and like limited. Like,
so right here, I remember Tom talking about. So when Ben goes down to get him with the like right here, Tom is on the ground with that zombie, and he pulls him out of the way. So when he drives the
yeah,
tire iron down, he's not actually stabbing the poor guy. And
but
right
stabbing the
here, when
ground
he's
instead.
yeah, right here when he's doing his lines or whatnot, he's like Tom, and the guy was just Tom's always telling me he's like, yeah, Tony would just spit all over us every take.
I know. I keep seeing spit come out of his mouth.
Yeah, he's like we were just covered in spit after every take. He's like, I don't know if he did that on purpose or but it's a great performance, so it worked.
Right. He just had a lot of saliva buildup, like maybe he was I don't know.
Uh,
But I mean he makes a very good Ben.
he does. It's great casting because I mean he was in contention with I think Lawrence Fishburne auditioned.
Mm-hmm.
Um, who's the other guy? Another big name, big time actor that auditioned for the role. But I remember Savini talking when Tony Todd auditioned. He actually had the whole thing and actually cried, during the scene.
Right.
He said that sold it.
Yeah, Tony Todd's been in a lot of like Star Trek stuff too. I like him in Star Trek. He was Worf's brother, I believe.
Okay, nerd. Calm down with the Star Trek talk.
Yeah, can't help it.
Nah, you're good.
I have my moments.
Tony Todd's been in a bunch of shit.
Yeah. But I would probably say this is probably my favorite film of his, though.
Probably. I mean, it's definitely. Well, I mean, Candyman. I mean, he's pretty killer in
Yeah,
Candyman. Are you not a big
yeah.
Candyman fan?
No, not really. I mean, I did like
Mm.
the new Candyman movie, but I'm not a big Candyman person. I like the story behind it. Like, I think part two was better than part one.
Man, I've only seen part one in the last 20 years, maybe twice.
Yeah,
I
because part
remember
two
seeing.
has old Matheson chick in it. Patricia Matheson, I think is her name, or I'm trying to remember
Oh, I know. I know.
what she played in.
I can't remember. Yeah, it's been forever since I've seen two or what was two. There was one called Day of the Dead.
I think that was part three.
That was part three.
Yeah, part two was hell, I can't think of it, but it's really good in my opinion.
Farewell to the Flesh was one of them. Was that part two?
Yeah, that was part two.
Okay.
Yeah, Farewell to the Flesh. Yeah, I love these sequences here.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what he's angry about there. He's just like, what is this
Right.
shit on? What is this light
Fucking boy.
switch? Ugh.
How the hell did blood get on the light switch? You know?
Well, I guess when you're driving a tire iron through a zombie's head, I mean,
Oh,
you might
that's
spill
true.
a little blood. I don't know.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Uh, Suzanne saying I heard Tom Savini didn't like it, but I thought most of it made the film absolutely creepy and complements it well. Are you talking about the score? Yeah, I don't know. I don't really remember hearing Tom talking about that score too much, Suzanne. I know it was Paul McCullough who did it, who worked with Russo and Striner for years and years and years, and actually wrote the original screenplay for The Crazies called Mad People. But he'd worked with the Leighton Image and all those guys, going all the way back to the original Night of the Living Dead, actually. Not commercials and stuff like that. Um, since
This is
saying the
when,
old guy doesn't look like a zombie, it's a bit telegraphed. I don't know. It got me the first time I saw it.
yeah. I'm sorry. I'm very, very sorry.
Because he is walking like a zombie. He is kind of
Yeah,
walking like a
exactly.
cemetery zombie. So it's a nice
Well,
switcheroo there.
he probably has a concussion. So.
Robert's saying, I think it's to let the audience know before Barbara does that this man is dead because she thinks he's still alive. Um, yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm behind here. I've just been watching and enjoying, enjoying the show. Kenny saying, speaking on that, how do you feel about the movie Ghost Ship? Uh, great open. Rest of the movie, pretty shitty. Seen Ghost Ship?
No, when I think of Ghost Ship, I think of Vampire in Brooklyn with Eddie Murphy.
There you go. Are you a fan? Are you a fan of Vampire in Brooklyn? Or you like vampire movies?
Oh, man, I love Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy's like my one of my favorite. Well, Chevy Chase is probably my favorite comedian of all time.
Hmm.
But then Eddie Murphy's right behind it.
What's your favorite Chevy Chase movie?
Um, well, Christmas Vacation. But if we're gonna go with non Christmas Vacation or non National Lampoon's Vacation, it would probably be Funny Farm.
Oh, okay. Are you a Fletch fan? I love Fletch.
Yeah, I do like Fletch, but I've only seen the first one though. He's
The
Chevy Chase. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the second one's pretty good. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's not as funny as the first one, but it's got its moments.
So I follow Chevy Chase on Facebook, and he posted that they're doing a Q&A with Christmas Vacation in Louisville in November, and tickets are on sale, and it was like $353 for like the
Wow.
front row. I was like, fuck that.
Yeah, they were just here in Evansville for that. It was the
Yeah.
cast, or I don't know if it was the cast, but I know Chevy Chase was there. At the Victory Theater, I think, here in Evansville. It was right around Christmas time.
Yeah.
I was kind of wanting to go to that, but it was like right in the middle of the week, and it was
Right.
like, eh. I didn't check the ticket prices. I don't know if they were that expensive here as well, but that would be pretty cool to meet Chevy Chase. So I mean,
Yeah.
I even like Vegas Vacation. I think about that movie all
Yeah.
the fucking time. Robert, sorry, man, I'm a little bit behind here right now. Timestamp for me, I'm at 24 minutes 12 seconds. Are you about the same?
24:13.
Okay, yeah, so we're like right there. So about 24:20 right now. Suzanne says it was the first Romero / Savini zombie film I saw when it was released on cable in the early 90s. I thought zombies were lame before that and was horrified. Okay, so it worked worked on Suzanne. Savini did make it a little more terrifying. Horrified to find out about their diet. Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's funny because like mainstream, I guess it's more, I don't know, not threatening or easier for people to handle. Like, you know, the mainstream thought about zombies is that they eat brains, which is kind of just a Return of the Living Dead thing.
Send more paramedics.
No, it's not the DVD. It's something with this player. Because I ripped ripped this file from the DVD and I'm watching it on my laptop. So, and this fucking MacBook doesn't have a lot of uh, laptops now don't have an actual disk drive on them anymore. Sean said it would suck if we all find DVD rot. If we all find DVD rot at the same time and the movie stops. I haven't watched this DVD in many years. Which I've heard like 4Ks deteriorate at a faster rate than like a DVD or something like that. I'm not sure, but I mean, we'll all be dead and gone, I'm sure, before before a lot of that happens, but who knows? Yeah, I've always thought this too, Suzanne. Maybe the hammer banging was like ringing the zombie dinner bell. Yeah, I've always thought that. It was like,
Yeah.
cause even in the original one, Ben's putting up the wood and stuff. That is kind of that's what when you start seeing more and more of them approaching the house. Sean's a big Funny Farm guy. He likes Funny Farm.
Hell yeah. It's like, it's great. Have you ever seen it?
It's been so long. I remember watching it on like HBO or something,
Hmm.
like back in like yeah, I guess it had probably been like fourth or fifth grade when I was homesick from school. It's one I definitely need to revisit at some point.
Oh, you can still see him breathing.
We're just picking this poor movie apart. But I never actually
Sorry.
really ever. No, you're fine. No, I'm just noticing like I'm seeing all kinds of shit I never noticed before either, like the Evans City sign
Yeah.
at the
Very
cemetery. I never
beginning.
realized that
Yeah.
said Evans City Cemetery. I don't know how I missed that, but yeah, as soon as
Just has the V missing from it.
yeah,
So this was actually filmed inside the house?
yeah, I believe so.
Wow.
Because that's the reason Savini picked this house. Is not for the outside. I mean, it looks cool on the outside, but he picked the house because of the layout for when Reach falls off the second floor and falls to the first floor, and he said that's what kind of attracted him to the location to begin with, was just the layout inside the house. So
Yeah. I really think Pat Tommins' performance in this is great.
yeah, I'm surprised she never got more.
Well, she did a lot of like Star Trek stuff too. So,
Goddamn nerd.
well,
No,
no, well, actually, I
she
think it was
did.
more like Battlestar Galactica or something like that,
Yeah, I know she did like Battlestar Galactica. I think it
or
was
Babylon 5 or
Babylon
something.
5. Yeah, I mean, she did
Yeah.
it because she's a stunt woman first and foremost. So
Hmm.
she'd done a lot of work on a lot of shit. But in terms of just like a lead actress and horror movies or genre movies in general, I'm surprised she didn't get more work after this. Because I mean, it helps too that she's a stunt woman. I mean, so she's willing to
Yeah.
like fall off
Right.
shit. So that's kind of saves you having to hire stunt doubles or anything like that.
And correct me if I'm mistaken. He has an Iron City Beer T-shirt on.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't he the guy in the Resident Evil movie? Like as like the computer guy,
Uh,
like the one with like
no, I don't think so. It's been so long since I've seen Resident Evil, so I could be mistaken, but no, that's William Butler. He was in all kinds of shit. I think he was in one of the Friday the 13th
really.
back in the day. I know he was in Texas Chainsaw 3. Yeah, he was in quite a bit back in the day. I do think it's funny that they got him just completely like Pittsburgh decked out,
Yeah, yeah, for
Steelers
sure. Yeah,
hat, Iron City shirt, like like they're driving it home.
I do like that
This
old
is
school Iron
crazy.
City shirt though. That is very vintage,
Yeah,
like those big thick champion T-shirts from back in the day. Yeah,
fucking
I'm all
starter
about.
jack.
Yeah, I'm all about those vintage T-shirts. So
Now Tom, I guess it's Tom Tolles is how you pronounce it. I always call him Tom Towles. I don't know,
Yeah,
but
that's
Tom
what.
Tolles.
Yeah.
Have you seen Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer? I can't remember if we talked about that.
No, I don't think so.
He's really good in that with Michael Rooker. And then of course he would go on to be in like House of a Thousand Corpses. I remember seeing him in that, and that was a big deal. So that's another reason I like Rob Zombie a lot. It's just his casting. He used all those
Yeah.
cool actors from back in the day
Hmm.
that didn't get any work anymore, but he was just like, "Fuck it, I want Tom Tolles in my movie. I want Ken
Yep.
Foree in my movie."
See, this version, they're a lot more organized. it's
Yeah,
it's more up to date, you know.
I use that line in my daily life all the time. If we're gonna bullshit, let's bullshit downstairs where it's safe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
I
feel like they
really,
go ahead.
as I say, I really hate him.
His character or Tom
His
Tolles?
his his character, like I hate his character.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of one of the issues that I have with this movie is the portrayal of Harry Cooper. Because in the original, like, yeah, Harry Cooper's kind of an asshole, but you
Yeah.
can see that it's out of fear and concern and
Right.
confusion, and he's just concerned with his daughter and all this stuff. This just seems like he's a screaming lunatic
Yeah.
for no other reason than just to be a asshole.
He's definitely a Kevin.
Kevin, what is that?
Well,
Is that
you
the
Karen, male Kevin.
oh?
Yeah.
I guess I could have put that together if I thought about it for 2 seconds. But so yeah, I just think they kind of took his character a little too overboard, a little too over the
Yeah.
top.
So that beer that
And
he's drinking, is that like a Stovall beer or something?
I
I
don't know.
wonder if
I
that's
missed
a.
it.
I wonder if that's a Pitt. That must be a Pittsburgh staple too, or something. Unless it's just one of those, just off the wall beer brands or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That may be one that's like out of business now because there were quite a few in Pittsburgh back in the day. There was another one that was like what was it called? It had a funny ass name. It still may be in existence, but I don't see them hardly ever, even when I'm in Pittsburgh. What is that fucking beer called? Uh, I can't think of it. Maybe it'll come to me at some point.
There's a lot of great
Lowenbrow.
dialogue in this film too. Oh,
Tom Tolles just seems like a coke addict or something in this.
yeah,
It's like
just
Harry
sweating so
Cooper's.
much. Yeah,
Yeah, Harry Cooper's just a fucking cokehead in this version. He's been down. He's been down in the basement, dealing with it in his own way. I think.
the he's a fucking throwback, man. He's been spending too much time underground. That's okay, still. Throwbacks all got big dicks. That's like my favorite line from Day.
That was always what I don't what a throwback. What does that even mean?
I have no idea.
I don't even know. Like I never even understood that line.
Oh shit, there's Judy Rose.
Thought I heard something. I don't know.
Yeah, those damn geese.
Oh, what kind of noise is
Yeah. uh,
that? I don't know. And saying, "Here comes Julie Rose Larson." There she is,
Yep.
Julie Rose Larson. Yeah. So since saying Tallman's next big acting gig was Babylon 5, she's great in it. So yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. I never watched any of that stuff, so I wasn't sure. I know she did the. She was the. What did they call her in Army of Darkness? She's the witch hag, or
Oh, I
they
didn't
call
know
her
that.
something. Yeah, and she's like, she's got like the pot that she's stirring or whatever. Robert saying, sorry, computer crapped again. Please tell me where we're at. Right now, we are at 35:50. That's where I'm at. That's my timestamp.
I'm like 2 seconds behind you.
Yeah, so 35:50. Just go with that one. Sean says Tom Tolles is so great in this, even a bigger a-hole than the original. Yeah, I mean, definitely bigger asshole than Carl Hardman's portrayal, but it it kind of defeats. Which I guess the ultimate idea in this version is that kind of pointing out that both Harry and Ben are wrong, and Barbara's kind of right. It's like, yeah, we could probably just walk by him, but
Yep.
if we could just be, stay cool about it and be careful, we can make it.
Just don't run in straight lines. Go diagonal. That's how you're supposed to run. That's how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Did
from
you learn
like
that?
what you call it, the Zombieland?
Yeah, yeah. All that screaming, and I would have thrown Judy Rose straight out the window.
Oh
Oh,
my
I fucking would
god.
have. That's one big.
I
She's
let
no.
I
It's weird because like Judith Ridley in the original is kind of the stronger female character because she's kind of the one
mhm.
that kind of runs out and wants to go with, and she's kind of the one keeping it together the most between her, Barbara, and um, Helen. But then in this one, like Barbara's kind of keeping it together, and Judy Rose is just screaming
Yeah. Beat
manically.
beat her to Mr. McGruder.
Yeah, that's Mr. Magruder. No, it's not. It's like, see, here it wasn't Cooper's idea to go to the cellar. It's Tom's. Yeah, I didn't really notice that. Yeah, because Cooper's like, hey, that's a good idea. That's right.
Oh, wait, I never realized that.
Yeah, Army of Darkness hag. I guess that's what they call her. The she hag or whatever. I just call her she bitch. Because
She bitch. Somehow he lost his shoestrings. I love looking for the out of ordinary, like the continuity flaws and like little pieces here and there. I like to pick that out. I think you're frozen. Oh, it's just me now. I guess he lost internet. Let me see if he's texting me.
I'm here. Hang on. Where the hell did you go?
Uh, Hold on. You disappeared, and then I was like, well, maybe he's going to try and text me, but I accidentally logged out some way somehow.
You're fine.
I got to fix my audio though.
Yeah, I just completely lost internet
There we go.
connection there for a second.
Yeah,
We good?
I kind of figured that's what happened.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry, guys.
It's okay. Very good. You just missed a lot of Judy Rose screaming.
Well, I'm kind of okay with that, so I think we're all right.
That kind of looks like their mom in a way.
Well, I think that was supposed to be the idea. I think that's what Tom kind of wanted to do, and I think originally there was supposed to be something where she's confronted face to face with the Barbara character, and Barbara kind of sees her mom and is kind of hesitant to shoot her or something, but they didn't really have the time or budget to really get into it, I guess.
But she'd have to crawl out of the ground.
Well, I don't think it's as much because if you notice on the headstone, you can actually see a picture of the mom, and she's got the
Right.
hat and whatnot. So I think Savini kind of put that picture in there and made her with the hat, so she's kind of memorable to kind of bring her back later. But it's not her; it's a zombie that looks like her. So Barbara's just kind of projecting that, like, oh, my mom would,
Yeah.
I don't know. They didn't do it, but
well, that makes sense though. I mean, if they did
yeah,
do that,
it's just, I guess it's just to kind of hammer home the idea that, like, you could you kill a loved one if you had to or something like that. Yeah, this is always my biggest issue with the Barbara character. Like, I don't mind her getting stronger, but Sean points it out, like 45 minutes and Barbara already knows the answer to everything. It's like I prefer Judith O'Dea's, or just because she comes around in the end, she kind of gathers at it and fights back in the end. But, you know, as Judith says, Barbara was just not that kind of girl who's just like stepping into act. She has to, compartmentalize and think things through and all that stuff. I kind of like that she kind of zones out for a period there. She's trying to process everything.
it's like one of those fly traps and those sticky fly traps. I don't know if you noticed that or
Oh
not.
yeah, I've noticed those. That house is a shithole.
Yeah, literally. I wonder if it was about to be tore down and they were able to use it, but then someone bought it.
I don't know. Uncle Reed needed to do some damn upgrades though.
Man, that house is disgusting.
Rob, what's right now? They found the TV and they're watching the emergency broadcast system or whatever. It's like, I must be some kind of stupid. Is that the line there? So yeah.
Who the fuck?
Yeah, we're right at about 44 minutes here. So
40. I'm at 43:55.
Yeah, it's I'm right at a little after 44 or so.
Late brain.
So what do you're a fan of the dialogue and the right, because this is George's script. So I mean, George wrote the screenplay for this. So
yeah, the dialogue is phenomenal.
I wonder, because I know at this time George, right around this period, would be when George was trying to quit smoking. And I know if you look at the Document of the Dead documentary, when they get to the later portion, when they're watching or when they're showing George directing Two Evil Eyes, he's got the yo-yo. So I wonder if that's why he threw this in, like, you bunch of yo-yos.
Yeah.
Maybe he just had yo-yo on the mind because he's just walking around with a fucking yo-yo all the time, fiending for a fucking cigarette. But because Two Evil Eyes would have been 1992, so they came out both the same year.
Yeah. He's chomping on that gum.
Yeah. You could tell, like, too, in that footage, he looks like a man that's fiending for.
It's just crazy how his appearance changed over the years, you know?
Yeah, I mean, Dawn of the Dead aged him so much. Like, if you look at him, like when Dawn first started filming, and then look at him after, like it's insane. Like the grays, he looks more
Yeah.
emaciated. I mean, he worked. He took some years off his life making Dawn of the Dead. I truly believe, because I know when Dawn was done filming, he got really, really sick for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well, he lived and breathed and ate Dawn for what took about. They shot for a while, then took a break, and then came back after Christmas or something like that, or
yeah,
whatever.
I mean, altogether, I mean, it's been a couple of years from '77 when they really first started to
Mm-hmm.
'79 when the movie finally got picked up and distributed in the U.S. Um,
So, do you always say Dawn 78 or Dawn 79?
I always think of it as '78.
Yeah, I do too.
I know technically the U.S. version didn't come out until '79, but I mean, it came out in, its initial debut was in '78. So I always just look at it as I date it as '78. I don't know.
There's a lot of a lot of back and forth on that. So, have you seen Judy Rose in anything other than this?
No, not that I can think of off the top of my. I mean, she looks like she has a very witchy look.
Yeah.
You know,
Was she at
bless her
the
heart. You know,
was she at the reunion at the convention?
uh, I I don't know. I don't remember. I know McKee Anderson was.
Hmm.
Um,
The girl zombie,
yeah.
little
So
girl,
yeah, I don't think she was. Now that I'm thinking about it. I know William Butler was. Tony Todd was there. Patricia Tallman was there.
Bill
I don't.
Moseley.
Bill Moseley was there. I don't think Judy Rose was there. I can't think of what's her real name. I can't
I
think
have
of it off the
no
top of my head.
idea.
Is it on the back here? No. Yes, there is this fancy new invention called IMDb that I can.
Right.
But that's too much work. I don't want to fuck with this computer too damn much,
Right. Yeah.
or I'll throw us off the air again.
I tell people, it's not that important.
Yeah. It's all what's her face. She's Judy Rose Larson to me, by God.
Right. Wearing her 1990 kids.
Yeah.
I wonder if these are Pittsburgh natives.
Mm,
Well, I mean, I know Tom Towles isn't, or however you say it. William Butler, Tony Todd.
I'm trying to think. I don't think they were. I know Tony Todd isn't. Tony Todd's a New York guy, I believe. William Butler, I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not really too sure about the others. Patricia Tallman is.
Yeah.
Pretty sure she's.
I mean, I know the film, but I don't really know a lot of the history of Night 90. I mean, I would like to see the work print, but
Yeah.
it
So
was like this big.
was it really? Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
give it to you some way or another. I'll put it on a fucking, I don't know, thumb drive or something if I have to. Cause I tried to put it. So I was planning on putting this on the work print version on the channel for everybody this week at some point. And then I tried and it didn't. Sony's not having it. Sony blocked that shit in the US real quick. So I was like, all right, that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
I just tried to send it to Will. If anybody's interested and wants to see it, shoot me an email or leave your email down in the comments. I'll shoot it over to you so you can check it out because I got it. I don't know, for some reason with the version that I sent to Will was tiny and didn't quite work out. So
Yeah,
I'll figure it out.
I've heard that Tom will give you a DVD copy of the work print if you ask him about it. Like I hear
Yeah.
he just carries copies with him, but I mean, I think he mentioned that on Sean Clark's podcast one day or whatever.
Yeah,
think.
I get that sounds right because I remember hearing that. I couldn't remember where, but yeah, that sounds right because I remember watching that podcast.
Because that's when he was gonna get with Charles Band and do a full moon pick, but course, found out that never took place. Be frozen again. Oh God, it's screaming.
Bear with me. Here we go.
Are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I can hear you. Okay. I mean, you just okay. You weren't moving, so I was just making sure.
Yeah, I was just holding out. I was just waiting to see what the hell's gonna happen. Like I said, it's been storming like a motherfucker here, guys. And anytime it storms, like my Wi-Fi just sucks. It sucks. I'm gonna figure something else out.
I feel like this Helen and the other Helen had the same energy as like they both they hated each other and they hate each other in this film too. So
Yeah, I feel like it's a little too pronounced in this film though, where they're just literally just like angry at each other and bickering. But like at least in, when Helen in the original was just kind of like we may not enjoy living together, but dying together is not
yeah,
going to solve anything. It's like you can tell they're just kind of at that point, and the only reason they're still together is because of the kid.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's how most marriages are or were.
Sorry, Robert. Robert says we're not talking about Dawn. We're talking about 1990. Get unscripted, people. Okay. Sorry. We'll cut out the Dawn.
Tangents. Yeah, go off on tangents.
Saturday Nightmares. What's up, man? Good to see you again. It's been a while.
So this zombie always perplexed me. It's like he does not belong in that area.
Yeah, kind of. Where did he come from?
Like, I mean, he almost looks like a cadaver. Like a medical cadaver in some sort.
That you'd find at like the UNITA medical supply building or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
He looks great though. I mean,
yeah.
It's a great makeup, great looking zombie, but and that's the thing about this version too, is with the Ben character. The Ben character in this is a little unlikable because he's kind of dismissive of Barbara. Like Barbara's trying to tell him, like, "Hey, we can get out of here," and he's just like, "No, like that's not what we're doing." Yeah. Like it's like maybe again showing that he's just as wrong as Cooper or anybody else. They're all just kind of freaking out.
I mean, I think they're kind of in that fight or flight mode, so they're not thinking correctly. I mean, could you imagine what was going through your head if like this actually happened? Like what the hell would I be thinking? Like I mean, I know what I would do, but
yeah, I don't know. I've always that's always been my thing. It's like I don't know if I could kill loved ones and friends and family and shit. Like even if they are dead, like there would still be that thing, that hesitation there. It'd be pretty fucking hard. But even then, I mean, you got to think in the context of the world that this is taking place in too. It's like zombie movies do not exist, so yeah, it's really you gotta keep that in mind too. Or I just assume that they don't, because then you get stuff like in Shaun of the Dead when they're just kind of like, "Oh, are there any zombies out there?" It's like, don't say that. That's ridiculous. It's like so they kind of.
That's another one I haven't seen in a while.
Oh, you gotta watch that again. It's a damn near perfect movie. But that's the thing about The Dead Don't Die too, is that they're obviously aware of zombie movies. So when it's happening, they're like, "Oh, it's obviously zombies,"
Yeah. So, do you think Cooper was really trying to take the TV down to the basement?
No, because I mean, he points out like you can't get signal down there anyway, dumbass, or whatever. With his lines, like you can't. What's his line? He says, "It's not dumbass, it's something else." But it's like you can't even get signal down there anyway. Oh, we'll hear it in a second here. Rob Lucas says Cooper's wife was a MILF. Which she's still McKee Anderson. She's still still pretty good looking for an older lady. My crush is Kyra Shone. I think she looks great for her age. And she seems cool as shit too. Like when you meet her, like she's just kind of like because you can tell she likes horror and stuff too, and
Hmm.
she's kind of just somebody you kind of just want to hang out with. Sin says, yeah, Alpha, the soundtrack mix of the work print is unpostable for copyright claims. I'm sure it's not even the soundtrack mix as much; it's just the actual movie footage that's in there. I mean, Sony has a copyright on. That's what blocked it. Because if it was just the soundtrack, I mean, it would just be it'd be copyrighted, but it wouldn't be blocked, just flat out blocked in the U.S. So, so yeah, that's unfortunate. But Judy is like the Energizer Bunny, keeps annoying and annoying and annoying. And
Yeah.
Sean says, "It looks like the singer from King's X." It's a good pull. It's a good reference. Robert says, "Guys, stop overanalyzing. This was 1990, fucking 90, and it looks awesome. Enjoy it, please." Oh, we're
Hey, it is
enjoying it.
fucking nice. Hell yeah. It to me, it's its own film. Like, I don't, I mean, I can compare it to Night, but I mean, if I hadn't seen Night and I had saw this, I'd probably think this was far superior than the original Night. If I had seen this first, you know.
Hmm. One of my favorite aspects of this scene here is the scene of like I love the TV stuff, like the TV footage. Um, But my favorite aspect, because when I was younger, like if we had a tornado warning in the area or something like that, we'd
Hmm.
get that channel 6, or you tune to that, and it would just be like that emergency. These are all the counties that are involved in the tornado warning
Yep.
and all this stuff, and it'd have that sound, and it just reminded me so much of that when I first saw this movie. I was just like, wow, this is pretty realistic in the way that the
Right.
emergency broadcast system and stuff. Robert says he wasn't taking it down to the basement. He's thought about it. Yeah, he kind of points out he can't get signal
Well, I
down.
mean, I mean, yeah, Harry looks kind of like this when he's going around the corner. So I mean, it kind of looks suspect. So
Yeah.
I always love that shot of the zombies coming back out from, I guess, that little outhouse or whatever that is. I'm sure that's an
Mm-hmm.
outhouse, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess I don't know. I haven't seen a bathroom inside that house yet, so one of these zombies coming up here is actually Anthony DeLeo.
Yeah.
Uh, dead.
I think he's the
I
one
think
that
he's
has like
the one that
he's the one that has the
ends up
knife
picking
in
up the
his.
hand.
Is he not the one that has the knife in him or something?
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe I could
yeah.
be
He's got a
wrong.
knife stuck in him. I don't know. I'm probably frozen right now.
No, you're good. I
Yeah,
can hear you.
that's him.
There's Barbara's
Okay.
Revenge. Like, I wanted to see more head explosions, like blood,
Well,
spewing
they're in
out.
the work print version. They're in the friggin' work print
Yeah.
version. It's a lot more because I mean that was kind of the big thing because I mean 1990 at this point the MPAA had pretty much cracked down on any gore or anything in horror at this point. So like exit wounds and stuff like that had to be cut out of this. But they're in the work print version. They look a hell of a lot better.
You could definitely tell it was code when they filmed that.
Yeah. Can't remember when this would have been filmed.
But the house oddly looks very similar to the original Night
It
house,
does.
like in that scene right there.
Yeah, that back porch scene because it kind of looks
Yeah.
like the back porch where Ben drags out
Hmm.
the John Russo zombie and sets him on fire.
Yeah.
We love you too, Robert.
What do you say? Thanks for
Robert
saying
says, "I
that.
love you guys. Thanks for doing this."
I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of like, I was like, oh, I was like, I don't. I mean, I know Night 90, but I don't really know a lot about it. Like, I can't break it down like OG Night and Dawn, but
Yeah, I went back and did some show prep over the past
Yeah.
couple of days. Listened to some old podcasts, and because this is another movie that I've seen, you know, dozens and dozens of times at this point. Listen to the commentary track with Tom Savini.
Right.
Since says Barbara has the bloodlust now, future NRA member if the world wasn't falling apart. Well, hey, I mean, she kind of fits right in with all the rednecks and shit at the end. So
I
maybe
feel like
maybe that's what she ends up doing, joining them.
I feel like Barbara was a school teacher or something.
Yeah, kind of, it's what it looks like in the beginning.
Yeah.
That mousy school teacher look.
Ben was probably, I don't know. Ben probably was probably a owner of a furniture store or something. Yeah.
Really? You get Ben? He's a furniture salesman.
Or
There he is.
he's the encyclopedia.
There's
sales rep.
Miguel.
Yeah.
He's an encyclopedia salesman. That actually makes sense. I mean, if he was like a door-to-door salesman of some type, that would
Yeah.
be the one reason why he'd be out there in the middle of nowhere like that.
Yeah.
He's a Bible salesman.
Yeah, for sure. Spreading the gospel.
Yeah. I mean, he does. I mean, Tony Todd would be a kick-ass preacher. He has that preacher thing about him. Hey, there's some ass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fire. But yeah, Tony Todd would play a hell of a preacher, I think.
Have you ever seen The Apostle with Robert Duvall?
Oh my god, I love that movie.
I do too. I love that movie.
Every time I see that movie, I always just go around the house just like preaching like fucking Robert Duvall. It's like I start to get into my head that I could do that one day. Like one of these days I'm gonna do that. Like I don't even like I'm not even a religious person, but it looks fun. Like I could do that. I love that part. He sets the side of the house on fire and Ben like quickly knocks it out. I wonder if that was on purpose or if that just accidentally happened and Tony Todd was smart enough to just knock that out real quick or what? Because I mean, he set that motherfucker on fire, you know.
Yeah, definitely instinct, some kind of memory, you know. It was an important place in their lives.
Hey, acting's all about reacting.
Yep.
Oh, here we go. See, like that shot there in the Workprint version, zombie's head just explodes. You actually see it. So
yeah,
it's a big gunshot.
there was a guy that was selling some movie props from 90 at one point, and I reached out and I was like, please send me one of those bullets, because I think it was like one of the bullet casings or something like that. I was like, please send me one of those bullets, but I never heard anything from him. So
yeah, the only things I really have in 990, like I said, I have that poster. And then I have that I got that piece that Matt made and sent to me of the gas pump key kind of hanging on the nail on the piece of wood.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the Night of the Living Dead logo in the back. I mean, it's beautiful piece of art is what I call it. But that's pretty bad. But yeah, outside of that, like I got, the VHS, the DVD, and the Blu-ray. But definitely looking forward to seeing what else on that 4K.
I feel like I have I feel like I have a Blu-ray of it, but I don't remember. I do have a rental copy of Night 90 on VHS, like in an actual rental box. Kind of cool.
That's pretty cool. I love those. I have a couple of those too. I love old rental copies because it's just a nostalgia thing for me. Like I have one for the Crazies, Season of the Witch, like those hard shell covers. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. Where's that from? What rental place is that from?
Oh, look, check that out. It says Alpha.
There you go. That's right.
But it's Video Plus 10.99 Fairview Plaza, Bowling Green, Kentucky. Back when our area code was 502. But yeah, Night of the Living Dead, 1990.
That's pretty killer.
But it's funny, it does say Alpha. That's cool.
What are the odds? What are the odds?
Right. But yeah, that's about all I have.
I have there? I don't think so. Oh, and I still have the vinyl. I have the soundtrack on vinyl back here. I was listening to that earlier.
I didn't know it was released on vinyl. Was it like a waxwork thing or like?
No, who put that out? It's like a limited run. It was like that. It's.
Oh, I've never seen that before. That's cool.
Yeah, I found actually. Talking about McKay's earlier. I found it at McKay's in Nashville.
Oh,
it was like
that's cool.
It was like $10 or something like that.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't feel like fighting that McKay's traffic today.
Yeah, that place is always insane. But it's from Strange Disc Records. I don't know. I don't know too much. Or no, maybe Light in the Attic Records? I don't fucking know. But yeah, I don't really see these too often, so I was pretty stoked when I found that. You go to hell.
Right. And I have that photo. Like, remember when I took you to Ebon City, or when I took you to Night of the Living Dead, the Ebon City Cemetery? There's a part in the film where it's like, oh, we can make Ebon City on. 5 miles and 5, on fumes or whatever. 5 freaking miles, or Ebon City's 5 miles. Make it on fumes.
5 miles on freaking fumes.
Yeah, and there's a sign that says Ebon City 5 miles.
5 miles. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Since saying that they should have had Linnea Quigley do a butt cameo there. Okay, I'm sure she would have obliged. I don't think she's ever said no.
Trash's revenge.
Which I guess she's trying to raise money to do that or something. I've seen.
Yeah.
Have you seen or heard anything about that? Where she's trying to raise some money to get that made?
Trash's revenge. Yeah. It would probably be shit, and I probably wouldn't watch it.
But hopefully she could make it.
I started watching. I've seen it. I seen it years ago, but I was laying in bed last night and getting ready to go to bed, and I was just flipping through YouTube and I saw that Return of the Living Dead Necropolis. I was like, let me give this a go. And man, with it, the best thing about it is just Peter Cody. I mean, that's the only great part about the whole film.
Yeah, that one and the Rave to the Grave, both of those are awful.
Trash.
Fucking awful. Trash, literally. Okay, since then Tony said he actually burned his hand there, wasn't planned. Okay. So that answers that question.
Yep.
Robert says, I heard it was an accident, but he put it out during the shoot. Okay. All right. So we're getting our answers.
That was a hacksaw Jim. That was a hacksaw Jim Duggan move with the 2x4. Yeah.
Fuck the hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Fucking jabroni.
the big hacksaw with the 2x. Here's a piece of shit, motherfucker. You're lucky, punk. I'm gonna break your back, fuck your ass, make you humble. But other than that, everything was great.
That's a great impression.
I used to really get into it back in the day. Like it was an instant party, a go-to for parties. Right. It's like, do the chic. Fuck you. Now we're all hell's breaking loose here, and I'm doing Iron Sheik impressions. I apologize, Robert. I apologize. You've gotten in just a good old-fashioned Western gunfight here at this point.
Yeah, literally.
Since that Sheik ruled on Stern, yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about the movie, please. I'm sorry, Robert. I'm sorry.
That must have been the waitress at Beekman's Diner.
Could have been. Well, you've seen the 30th
Yeah.
anniversary of 9/11?
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
There's this waitress down at Beacon's Diner. She's real sweet on me. It's the worst acting too. I don't know. They didn't try too hard on that one.
So I have two versions of that. I have this version, and I have this version.
I have one of those. They both suck, but
yeah, I think they're I think they're both of them are the 30th anniversary, or maybe not.
Yeah, I think they are. A lot of people were tricked into that one back in the day when they first bought them. They thought they were getting just a special edition of the movie, and then surprise, bitches!
Surprise, motherfucker!
Here's that fucking bald priest. That guy's awful. The big cap teeth or whatever the hell's going on there.
Hey, but here we go. I think if I were in that situation, I definitely would have went to the attic because there's no way they can get up there.
Yeah, that's kind of the smart way to go, which I don't know in the original. I don't know if they had an attic. They didn't really establish if there was an attic or not. And Savini really wanted to focus on the eyes of the zombies too. I remember him talking about like that's why they all have like white contact lenses and stuff.
I wonder if he got to study like dead bodies or something, or see how they, well,
I mean, Savini
over time.
Well, I mean, when Savini was in Vietnam, like he was a combat photographer, so I mean, his job was pretty much just taking pictures of dead bodies all the time. That's where he kind of learned the human anatomy.
Yeah. I would like to hear an updated commentary version of this.
Hopefully, we get something like that when the that new 4K or whatever's coming out. Hopefully, we'll get something. Cause I'd love to hear just like a group, some of the actors, maybe a couple of different commentaries.
I mean, it's been what, 34 years, 35 years, almost 35.
35 next year. And a perfect time to have gotten a commentary like that is, whenever we're all going around doing, because I know there were a couple of conventions outside of Living Dead Weekend where they had a Night 90 reunion. That would have been the best time to get all of us in a room together to do a commentary.
Exactly. Track. Yeah. Maybe Jim was able to work something out. Well, I think Jim is their.
I don't know. I know Tony Todd and Bill Moseley. Those guys are. I guess I don't know who they work with, but the others like McKee Anderson and William Butler, I'm not sure. Hello.
I should have counted the number of times because that's only got what six bullets in that gun. I really wish I would have counted the number of times he shot that gun. But see, that's how my brain thinks.
Don't pick it apart too much, damn it. You'll piss Robert off. You'll piss Robert off. Don't do it. No, that's not Anthony DeLeo. Kind of looks like him. Totally different guy.
Yeah, that guy was having a good time, I bet.
Yeah, I mean, he went out,
with a
feeling
bang.
good. Yeah.
They always talked about how animals adopted the same thing, but you never see any zombie animals.
What do you mean? Like,
Remember Richard Franson, Don says that even animals will adopt the basic instinct or something, whatever he says
I
in his
think,
little.
well, I think he's talking about, I think what's meant by that is like even animals will learn how to, use tools to help, like beavers and monkeys and shit like that will learn to use tools to get. That's what I always just assumed. That's what he meant by that, was kind of saying like these zombies are, as they run basic instinct like most animals do, but even
Yeah.
animals will utilize the use of tools and bludgeons and so forth.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I just
That's what I was
misunderstood that.
thinking.
What'd you think about that Carl Winslow look-alike zombie back there? Every time I see Carl Winslow.
Now, of course, the voice here on the radio is
George.
George Romero,
Yeah.
which he was originally supposed to play the cameo role that Russ Striner is in here in just a second of the sheriff.
Yeah.
That was originally supposed to be George, but George kind of didn't want to do it and let Russ do it instead. And of course, he's there with Bill Cardille, Chili Billy. This is another one of my favorite scenes in this movie. It's just him kind of Ben starting to crack, and he's down to his last cigarette, and he's just laughing about the whole thing now, and he's lost it.
Yeah. I mean, when you get down that last cigarette, that's almost rock bottom, man.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like,
Gas
why in
pump
the
key.
fuck would they keep the gas pump key right there? Like, why there? It makes no sense. Like, I probably would have laughed too at that point. August 23rd, 1989. Hey, I'm August
Mm-hmm.
25th. My birthday's August 25th.
There you go. Yeah, I always love that scene. Just the performance there from Tony Todd and
Yeah.
the radio. George doing the radio voice there. I thought that always sounded really creepy when he starts naming the date and stuff. It kind of, I don't know, kind of brings it home a little bit, I guess. That
Yeah.
they were kind of doing this as a day to remember type of thing.
Yeah, they were probably filming it during that time frame.
Probably.
It came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this came out. I can't remember when, but it was I think it was in the summer of 1990, I think.
I don't remember the first time I watched this. I really don't.
What in the name of Jupiter's balls are you doing out here?
Young lady. Poor Johnny. But when Johnny hits his head on this tombstone, his neck should have been twisted and
Yeah.
they didn't do a really good job on that effect, I feel like. His head would have been like Jello. It'd been.
I do love these
the Buffalo Bill look-alike.
Yeah. Because if there's one thing that will take me out, I don't care what it is, who the actor is. That was kind of an issue I had with seeing the Kevin Bacon performance in that. He's in it. I hate bad Southern accents more than anything. It takes me out of the movie. If I can tell it's a bad Southern accent and they're, howdy, all, that takes me out of it. But these guys are convincing. It feels like, guys you'd find out in, rural Western Pennsylvania somewhere. Which I think they were. I think they were just local actors.
Yeah, those rednecks are probably enjoying the whole thing.
Oh, they are. And I love this stuff too because it does look like. So we may have just missed it, but there's a shot where helicopters flying over.
Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted to do a fan cut where I just took this and then cut to Dawn of the Dead when the traffic copter's flying over, because it looks just like the scene in Dawn of the Dead. These are the same people, pretty much. And of course, the bike gang.
Yeah,
There you go. There's Bill Cardille and Russ Striner there.
and the original camera guy from
Oh,
back
really?
then
I
too.
didn't know
Yeah,
that far.
yeah, it's the same guy. I forget what his name was, but Steve or whatever, or
Oh yeah,
you
yeah,
know, or
yeah. I know what you're
whatever.
talking about.
Stoner's beer.
Stoner's beer. I'm not familiar with that. I don't know if that's still in Pittsburgh or not, or if that's just a. Yeah.
Good. Jones Brewing Company, Smithsville or something.
Hmm.
I'm all about beer cans, you know.
Yeah. Have you seen that one? The Garf did a cool show in the movie with like a lot of the cast and stuff. Did you see
Yeah,
that episode?
I did. That was like during COVID, right?
Yeah, that was 2020. That was
Yeah.
the year anniversary. That one, I love that because you could tell. You just know that like Savini and Russo are just guys who will say whatever the fuck they want to say, and they're not
Mhm.
worried about offending people or not.
Yeah.
And there were like you could tell a couple times where Patricia Tallman or we're just kind of like, oh, don't say that, don't say that, and they're just laughing and just like, yeah, well, whatever. They were talking about that they should have put like a Klansman zombie in this at one point because apparently there was a lot of issues. I guess the Klan were kind of a big deal in Washington, PA back in the day, and I guess something about Tony Todd because Tony Todd was married to a white woman at the time, so he was
Mhm.
getting hassled from some people. So he ended up having to stay with Striner at his
Really?
house. Yeah.
Wow.
Rick, how do you get the video to stream? I don't know. I can't get it on YouTube. I'm just watching it on my computer here. Usually, I'll have a link to the video, but
Always love his zombie look.
yeah.
Like you felt that, like he felt that in his soul when he got shot in the head. I felt that.
Sure he did.
You came back.
Yeah, this is a great ending.
Yeah. Son of a bitch. I would have probably done the same thing, fucker.
At this point, yeah, might as well. He fucked everything up for everybody else, so.
Yeah.
Robert says, we talk shit, but if the zombie apocalypse ever happened, we would be relying on the rednecks.
Sure would. I had a gun at one point. And I was like, well, you never know. They're like, well, why do you need a gun? I was like, well, the zombie apocalypse could happen. You never know.
I've never owned a gun. I never have. I never even considered until like fairly recently. Like when you have kids and stuff, you start to think about that shit.
Yeah.
Um, but no, I just never. Even from Hopkinsville, never felt the need to have one. I used to live in some pretty rough areas, like when I was 20 and poor.
I matched with someone on Tinder the other day that was from Hoptown or from Madisonville.
I have a lot of family in Madisonville. I'm very familiar with Madisonville. I do like this little bit of music here. It's a little
Yeah.
funky, but it's pretty cool. And there it is. Night of the Living Dead. That name is pronounced Menachem Golan or something like that. Menachem Golan. Apparently, he was pretty shifty, according to Russ Striner and John Russo. But I've seen his name on a bunch of shit. Heather Mazur, that's the name of Sarah. What was Judy Rose's name? Kate Finneran, that's right. That name sounds familiar. She may have been there that year at Living Dead Weekend. Any names popping out here?
That's what I'm looking at.
Tom Sawyer was the location assistant. That's pretty cool.
I did see. What?
James Fang. Have you ever heard the Jim Fang story that
No.
George used to tell?
No.
So I think it was Night Riders. Or it may, I think it was Night Riders. So that was like the first time that George had worked with like a fairly big crew of a bunch of people that he wasn't really too familiar with. So they watched the first screening, and you're watching, and George is watching the credits at the end, and George is like, I don't know who the half of these damn people are. Like, I don't know who the hell any of this, like Jim Fang. Who the hell is Jim Fang? And the guy that was sitting in front of George turns around and says, that'd be me. He's like, oh, okay.
My bad.
I always thinking like, who the hell is Jim Fang?
I did see Nick Tallow's name on here.
Yeah.
As a grip.
I think anything that was filmed or took place in Pittsburgh back in the day, Bomba was a part of it. Because I was watching something the other day. It was like a little mini documentary on Kennywood, that like one of the local channels did. And 5 minutes into that thing, like there he is, like he pops up, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, he had something. So I googled it, and I'm like, yep, sure shit. Like he worked on that movie.
Wow.
Yeah, he did all kinds of shit back in the day. Yeah, I noticed some familiar names. Ed Letary and I can't remember who else I saw there. But
I did see Nick Mastranda. What's his name? Mastranda or something
Nick
like that?
Mastandrea.
Yeah, Mastandrea. Pizza Hut.
We should see if any of these places, any of these restaurants are still there.
Yeah. I wonder what Pittsburgh Brewing Company is.
That's Iron City. That's what.
It is.
Yeah, that's the company that does Iron City. It's the one that's a company that's owned by Cliff Forest.
Gotcha.
I think 21st Century Films went bankrupt fairly quickly after this movie came out.
Yeah.
So that explains quite a bit. But there it is. Night 90.
Yep.
So what is your overall thoughts and feelings on this movie? Where would it rank for you, just in terms of
like the Romero universe?
Yeah, or just, zombie movies in general, really.
I'd put it in my top 5.
Yeah, it's weird because when I did that top 10 non-Romero thing, like I wouldn't categorize it as a Romero zombie film, but I didn't categorize it as a non-Romero zombie, but I feel like I should have considered it like a non-Romero. I mean, it is written by George, and George was very involved in it, but like I don't know, it's kind of in limbo. Like it's kind of, I don't really know how to categorize it. Yeah. Is it a George zombie film or is it a non? I don't know. I love it. Like it's definitely, it's the movie that got me started on all of this. It's the thing that captured my imagination first and foremost. But yeah, I don't know how to categorize it. I guess if I put it in the non-zombie category, I would probably put it. I'd probably put it somewhere between like Return of the Living Dead and Fulci Zombie. I'd put it. It's up there. Probably like 3 or 4. Maybe, I don't know. I'd have to rethink my entire life on that. My entire life's decisions. Robert says, I love the right to own guns. I've never owned one, though. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Like, I'm totally for people being able to do whatever they want to do, but I've just never felt the need to own one myself, luckily. And I'm not much of a hunter or anything like that either.
Not at all. I would not make it in the bush, so to speak, as they call it. No, the idea sounds nice, but yeah, I could not. ever live like that. No. Mm-mm.
No, like I'd just be cool, like just hanging out and like I used to do that. Like I just like a fucking hippie, just go hang out in nature and just chill. But I guess that's the big getting up early in the morning and covering yourself in piss and you just
No,
sitting in a
gotta be
deer stand for
miserable.
hours.
Yeah, I could do all that.
Golan Globus have a great documentary about their demise as Canon Films. I didn't know that. Check that out.
What's it called?
I don't know. What is it called, Seth? Guns are great fun, but you have to be responsible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You definitely have to be responsible, but it's one of those things that, like, I'm sure it is fun to shoot a gun, but I don't feel like that's the right mentality to have when you own a gun. It's like, this is
We
fun.
it's funny. We shoot guns on Christmas Day at my aunt's, and like it's just like a redneck thing to do, you know.
Oh, really? What do you do? Like,
Yeah.
what do they call it?
Funny thing. So my
You
dad's side of the family is from Butler County, Kentucky.
ah,
Yeah, Morgantown. I'm sure you
where's
heard of
that?
Morgantown.
Yeah,
You know
Morgan.
where
I've heard.
Morgantown?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I've heard of
we live in
Morgantown. Never heard of
Morgantown.
Butler County though.
Yeah, well, it's Butler County, but the town is Morgantown. Um, but yeah, we got there Christmas Day and just we eat turkey, you know, whatever, get fat and sassy and whatnot, and go up there and like, hey, you can go shoot guns? Yeah, sure, let's do it.
What do they call that when you shoot like the clay discs?
Oh yeah,
It's shooting
trap. Is it? No,
skeet
it's not.
shooting.
Yeah,
Shooting
skeet shoot.
skeet. Is that what y'all do
Yeah.
out there? Or are you just shooting out in the
Well,
wilderness?
we're just shooting shit, you know, like get a
Pop
target or
bottles and
whatever.
stuff.
Yeah,
Pop bottles.
because
What is
I
this?
mean,
The
because
50s
I
like
mean,
pop
let me just be honest. I mean,
beer bottles.
there's nothing about this person right here that is masculine whatsoever. Um, like I don't even know how to change a tire, like let alone
You
know
don't know
how
how
to
to
shoot a
change a
gun.
tire?
So no, man, hell no.
It's the easiest
I
thing
mean,
in the world to
you've
do.
been around me enough to kind of already know that.
Well, I just figure. I mean, shit. Like, change a tire is pretty easily. Nobody taught you how to change a tire. I'm gonna have to come teach
Nope.
you how to change a tire, at
Yeah.
least. So, what do you do when you get a flat? You just
Never had a
AAA.
flat.
Never. You never had a flat. You are knock on
No.
some wood. I used to get flat. Like that. That's my life. My life story. Like when I write my life story, my memoir one day will be my life with flat tires. Like because
Yeah.
I've had so many fucking flat tires in my life. Um, so I had to learn that shit pretty quickly. But yeah, no, I don't know. I used to paintball. I used to play paintball guns, but
Oh, I've never done
outside
that.
of
That
that,
would be fun. That would be a lot of fun.
it is. It's pretty cool. But yeah, outside of that, Sin says he's one of those vegetarian gun owners. Love going to the range. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's totally normal. That's totally fine.
What's
I
a
huh?
what's a vegetarian gun owner?
He's a vegetarian and a gun owner.
Oh,
Like I don't know why those would even be mutually exclusive things, but I think a lot of people assume that they should be or would be, but like no. Like nobody should just fit into a perfectly categorized box of
mm-mm.
like, you know, that's stupid. That's no fun. But yeah, this has been fun. Anything else you want to talk about? Or just hang out for a while. We'll
Yeah. I mean, we can
about
hang out for a
200
while if you
hours.
want.
Sounds good. Um, trying to think of anything else in the news we can discuss. I don't know what's been going on the actual news the past few hours, but I don't know if you've been
They're
following that
just
at all.
I turned it on just to look around. Yeah, it's just they're just replaying the clip over and over and over and over and over and over. So
Yeah, they're going to do that, which is kind of weird. I
it's
mean, you feel like if they were to hit their target, so to speak, they probably I would hope they wouldn't just show it over and over and over again. So I guess that's probably why they are is that they didn't hit its target. You know. Oh, I think you hit your mic is off. Oh,
All right.
Yeah. You're sort of back.
Okay. My bad. I my headphones died, and then I went to like switch it over, and then my phone just closed. And what the hell?
It happens.
But yeah, I'm excited for Living Dead weekend next year.
Yeah, I mean, they pretty much, so they've announced the dates to that already, and it's going to be Night, Dawn, Day, and Land of the Dead. This is the 20th anniversary of Land of the Dead, which is pretty crazy to think about.
God, 20 years? Shit.
Yeah, I remember going to see that like it was just yesterday. It's so weird.
I remember
But
being so pumped for that. Because I was like, yeah, a George Romero movie that I get to see in theater. Yeah, because I was there opening night or opening whatever it was. I don't remember.
yeah, I was there Friday night, opening night. Because I remember was working my first job. I was 16 years old, first job, got my first car, first paycheck. Was on a first date with a girl. Like it was a bunch of firsts. So I remember that weekend. I remember we went to the mall and I bought like a Halloween 2 11x17 poster and a Clockwork Orange. I remember everything about that. And I remember going to see Land of the Dead, and I was just like, it was like the most exciting moment of my life or something. I was like, finally a George movie. But
Five Below has a really cool Blood Tears Halloween 2 poster of Michael in black and white with blood, the Blood Tears mask.
yeah, at five or below.
$5. Yeah,
Wow.
I have it. I have it at hanging on my desk at work. Everyone's
That's cool.
because everyone at work knows I love horror movies, so like I just have horror stuff all over my desk, and they're just like, "Good God, it's like Halloween over here."
Nothing wrong with that. So what all do you have at work on your desk?
I
What kind of shit?
I have 11x17 Night of the Living Dead poster, 11x17 Dawn of the Dead poster. I have my Subspecies 2 laser disc framed on my desk. I have the Dawn of the Dead 2 disc, the original director's cut, the two cassette. I have that on my desk. Then I have that blood tears mask poster. That's about it.
That's pretty cool. And I don't get a chance to. My office is a work fan, so I don't get to do too much to
Yeah.
it.
And then I have like coffee cups everywhere because I drink so much coffee in the morning.
Yeah, I got shit all over my van.
Like, don't talk to me before I at least have 2 cups of coffee, please.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty great. Which I don't know. You saw me without coffee on our trip. I was just like, get out of my way.
We were both dying. We were like, it's 1:00 and we haven't even had our coffee yet.
Yeah, we didn't. What was it? That Saturday or something? We hadn't had coffee or food at that point. It was
because we were busy doing things at the Harold Brown Memorial Airfield.
We were working up an appetite. That's for sure.
Literally.
That was some hard work. We got the wounds to prove it too. Anywho,
yeah. 3 hours later.
Trump got hit in the ear as an assassination attempt. What is that? Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird, like how it just went through his ear. I mean, like.
Well, you saw him when that second shot, he just kind of grabbed like it was almost like he got bit by a bug or something. Yeah. That's what it seemed like. So.
Like when Forrest Gump got bit by that.
Yeah.
Got bit in the ass by that.
Bit me.
Something bit me.
That was Trump. That was Trump to his Secret Service agents as they were covering him. He's like, something bit me in the fucking ear. It's like, no, you're being shot at, sir.
Yeah. But
Sean's gonna be at Living Dead weekend. Awesome. Yeah, we'll see you there, man.
Heck yeah. Have you been there before?
Yeah, it's a good question. You're not too far from there. I don't know. Were you familiar with it before, or have you been before?
Are you in any of the groups on Facebook or?
Yeah, if you're not, you should definitely. I don't know if you're on Facebook, but the Living Dead weekend has their own like little group page and stuff. There's a lot of stuff goes up on, and a lot of cool stuff on there. A lot of cool people. Yeah, I don't know if you're aware of that or not. Oh, since just saying he's not a hunter. Yeah, I've never been a hunter either.
I bet he knows all the filming locations to Martin.
Probably. Which I mean, I mean, pretty much all of Braddock is seen in Martin somewhere.
So did he mention? Did you ask him? Or I can't remember because he was on the last stream. He was new to the last stream, right?
He's been in the past couple ones.
Oh, okay, because remember that day we were driving through and we are trying to figure out where Sweet Sal's furniture shop could possibly be. I wonder if
I wonder if J. Roy, his
J. Roy.
new and used furniture.
Yeah,
store.
yeah, my bad. Yeah.
I bet I could figure that out if I put the time and effort into looking it up, because I'm sure it's listed online somewhere that store existed.
I'm gonna go back and rewatch Martin tomorrow because I've seen it probably once or twice all the way through, but it's been a hot minute.
Yeah, I was actually talking to Larry last night. We're gonna set up a collector's stream. He's gonna come on and show which we're gonna segment it by movie. So we're gonna do Martin first. That's gonna be the first one we do. He's gonna show off some, because Martin's one of those movies that it's hard to find a lot of stuff for, because there's not really an official one sheet that ever came out for it, really.
Yeah.
So there's not a whole lot out there, so it is really cool. Like, I love pretty much anything that I see Martin, I'll try to grab. So yeah, we're gonna do that at some point here soon. What did you have to say about that? You gave me a look.
About what look?
When I said that we're gonna do a collector's stream with Larry for Martin, you gave me a look.
I was like, Larry's gonna break out the collection. He's gonna show it off.
Well, he said he's gonna need a couple of weeks to prepare and get everything out. But he was like, but it gives me an opportunity to kind of get everything out and organize it. And I'm like, well, that's what I'm trying to do here. So trying to bring a positive experience for everyone involved. So that should be really. He said he's got some pretty cool shit. So I'm sure he does. I'm pretty excited to see what he has. What do you got? What do you got behind you? You got anything you want to show off?
Oh, did you happen to see the banana boat from so you know how Paul collects kind of screen accurate items?
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the banana boat from Night that on my shelf?
I don't recall.
Let me grab it.
Let me grab it real quick.
So on the Zenith radio, there is a banana boat just like this, sitting on top of the Zenith radio from the original Night.
Oh, yeah, that does look kind of familiar. Where'd you find that at?
Flealand.
Where?
Flealand, the little flea market that we have here in Bowling Green.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and supposedly, I think, was it Edison Labs or it was someone who commented and said that a lot of people thought it was the green one, but they were pretty sure that it was this color that was used in the film. But yeah, I found that and I was like, holy shit. I was like...
And so you just kind of found it out in the wild and just kind of recognized it?
Found it in the wild. Yeah, I recognized it. Yeah, I was like...
I would not have done that. Like, I'm bad about that. Like, a lot of that stuff, like, I wouldn't recognize if I saw it in the wild.
Yeah.
So kudos to you on that. That's pretty badass.
Do you have any cool shit? Oh, well.
Show us your cool shit.
I don't know if, there's that. The
piece of the elevator.
Yeah, hold on. Let me fix my camera here really quickly. Hold on. Settings, camera. Yeah, it's the paneling from the Monroeville Mall, JC Penney's elevator. Like when Flyboy was, this was in the Flyboy, when the elevator opened and whatnot.
How'd you get a hold of that?
So when they were ripping all that out of when the JC Penney's was being demolished, Larry and them were on there, getting pieces of the escalator. I think Matt. There was a guy named Derek Reed that used to be a part of the group. I don't know whatever happened to him. It's like he fell off the face of the earth. But I want to say it was either Derek Reed or Matt Blasey that sent that to me. So, like he's like, yeah, man, we have that paneling from the elevator. If anyone wants a piece of it, just let us know. We'll send you a copy. We'll send you a piece. And I mean, that was
That's pretty cool.
That was forever ago. I feel like.
Yeah, because they took the JC. When did that come out? Do you remember the year? It's like mid 2010s, wasn't it? Or was it before that?
Like maybe 2018-ish. No, not 2018. I'm sorry.
Even before.
Like 2008 or 2009 or something like that. It could have been sooner than that.
I don't remember the exact year that they moved the JC Penney. Well, I'd say torn the JC Penney's down. They pretty much did and built the movie theater there, but Sean says, I have been to cons in a few years, except for Steel City Con to meet Sherilyn Fenn from Twin Peaks. Just haven't had the extra cash, but I'm saving up. Okay. So you were familiar with that it took place. Yeah, I'm starting to save up for next year already too. I'm trying to I'm trying to just put money away just to kind of, prepare.
Well, I'm saving up for Atlanta first.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to drop probably a cool 300 or 400 that weekend. I feel like
you probably easily could at a bigger con like that.
Well, because I'm getting Galen Scott, because like I said, Scott was in bad shape, so I don't know how much longer he's going to be doing them, because he's doing the one in Atlanta in the Weekend of the Dead, and I think that's all he's doing this year.
Yeah, I was surprised to see him doing that, to be honest with you, because like I said, last time I saw him Living Dead weekend, he was, not in the best of shape. So I was kind of surprised to see he was doing that. But I did hear that Ken Foray just canceled a convention appearance, which is kind of concerning because he never cancels. So I hope everything's okay with him.
Yeah.
I think he's supposed to be Mad Monster Party or something. I don't know. Larry was telling me about it yesterday.
I think I'm gonna get my. If I can get my hands on an original Dawn poster. If not, then I'm just gonna have my Dawn 3D poster signed, or maybe my 45th anniversary one.
I'm keeping an eye out for you. I'm looking. Check eBay all the time, see if there's anything pops up. But
yeah, I look at it every day. I also look for one of those JCPenney TVs too.
Yeah, me too.
It's like every
I'm
day.
still very close. There's the one that's on there that looks very similar to it, and I'm very close to just buying that one and saying fuck it. But
it doesn't have the Solid Slate logo on it.
Yeah, that's the big thing. That's the big negative. Yeah, the J. Roy documentary is great. That one and the Sweet Sal, it's fucking classic. Have you watched those actual short documentaries yet on that?
Not yet. I kind of want to watch them with you. So
okay, we'll do that. We'll definitely do that. Because I think because some of them are more, just I don't know, documentaries about pretty straight ahead, straightforward stuff, just capturing a moment in time type of thing. But
because I had so many questions with Lightning over Braddock. I mean, I'm sure I'm going to have questions with those, and I would much rather be sitting with you and the answer. So,
I mean, I don't know how many answers I have, but I'm definitely down to watch those anytime I can.
Have you emailed him yet?
No. It's like it's one of those things. It's like I just need to do it because I just think about it too much. And, we've had this conversation.
Yeah.
You know how I am about texting or anything. I overthink it. I'm just like, that doesn't sound right. That sounds weird. I don't want to say it that way, and I just overthink it.
Yeah.
So emailing Tony Booba, it's like, what the fuck am I gonna say? How should I worry? I should just do it though. And once I do it, I'm fine. But it's just I overthink it. Like, where do I start? See, Sean says he knows the sites of Braddock. So of course, some are gone now. Yeah, a lot of Braddock is gone now, unfortunately. Synth says he has the Martin video release poster. Got it back in 1986. Yeah, I've seen that on eBay. That goes for some pretty good money. But that's pretty much the only official poster that Martin really ever had was the video store poster. I don't think that, I may be wrong, but I don't think in the U.S. at least, I don't think there's a Martin one sheet for the theater release.
Is Synth coming back to Living Dead weekend next year?
It's who?
Synth.
I don't know. Are you sent? I think you were talking about you were trying to. I think he got the bug. I think he got hooked. So
yeah.
Hope he can. Is this movie on Shudder? Does anyone know? I don't know if it's on Shudder or not. I do know.
What, Lightning Over Braddock? Or Martin?
Yeah, that's a good question. I was thinking he was talking about Night 90. Which one are you talking about, Rick? I don't Night 90. I don't know where the hell that would be streaming at.
I have a digital copy of it. So like,
yeah,
back when Voodoo was like doing their whole like disc to digital, because I went everything, all of my stuff is practically digital now. I just converted it for $2. I took my DVD and just converted it to digital for $2, so I can stream it anytime I want.
You gotta be careful with that shit, because what was it that just happened recently where I forget what company it was, but they lost the rights to a certain movie, so people that actually bought the movie digitally lost it, like because the platform no longer had the rights to it. So you gotta be careful with some of that shit. Yeah, I've been talking about this one. The J. Roy's on the Glengarry Glen Ross 2-disc DVD. I was talking to you about that. It's the one that I was talking to you about the other day. It's got Al Pacino and Jack Lemmon, and it's a great fucking movie. Alec Baldwin, Ed Harris is in it. It's a great movie. Okay, since he's gonna be there, he's hooked.
yeah.
He says, you guys see that video from Monroeville J.C. Penney elevator when the office lady keeps stopping the guys from riding the elevator and recreating scenes? They also slide. Yeah, wasn't that Sean Clark? When the video that he put up from like 93 or something like that?
Yeah, when he visited.
Yeah, I would have loved to have visited them all back in 93, or just any point during that time period. Of course, I don't know.
Just to see what it looked like, when they filmed it,
Yeah, because at least it still had the J.C. Penney's and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like the staircases on each side.
Yeah. That would have been pretty fucking cool. Unfortunately, I bullshitted and wasted time until 2021. It took a pandemic and being on lockdown to realize, like, I should get the fuck out of here every now and then.
I know, like Larry would say for years, he's like, man, he was like, why the fuck are you not coming, dude? He was like,
it just seems like such, like when I was younger, it just seemed like such a daunting task. It was just like, really, like go all the way to Pittsburgh? Like, I'm just hillbilly from fucking Western Kentucky. Like, I grew up in a holler in the hood. I don't
right.
Going to, our vacations back, our trips back in the day, we'd go to, the Smoky Mountains. We'd go to Gatlinburg, and that's as far as we'd go. Well, Gatlinburg was as far as we were going.
Gatlinburg or fucking like Orange Beach or like Gulf Shores or whatever.
Yeah.
That's every Kentuckian, like every Tennessean, and like every Southern Indiana, whatever, like Gatlinburg.
Yeah, Gatlinburg. I love Gatlinburg. Don't get me wrong.
I love Gatlinburg.
But so yeah, like going to the big city in Pittsburgh, like that was a little dumb. Like I remember traveling, like when I was playing music, like the farthest we ever traveled to play a show was Chicago. And that was just, I felt like a fucking hillbilly, like fish out of water type of thing. I was just like, you got to pay to park in this damn place? Like, this is bullshit.
Right.
Yeah, that was a nightmare. And that was in like the dead of winter. So Chicago in the dead of winter is not fun. When you're playing a little shitty punk rock dive bar in downtown Chicago where it just looks and smell like the bathrooms were, it was fun. That was a good time.
Like, man, it was great, but I had a great time.
Yeah, we ended up, my buddy Eric ended up puking in the streets of Chicago. So I was like, well, mission accomplished. We did our thing.
Should have wrote a song on that. My buddy Eric puked.
We may have. I don't even remember.
Like Synth and his buddies, when they get together, they.
We used to. I have so much shit on here, like on my computer and on old hard drives and stuff. Just like old songs we'd record on like GarageBand. Like I just create a beat or something like that, and then we would just like just free flow over it, just the stupidest shit you could think of. Um, but yeah, so to get back to the original point, like going to Pittsburgh and all that was just kind of a scary thing for me for a long period, for a long time there. Like I said, I was originally going to do it originally in 2018. That was going to be the first one. I had room booked, tickets bought, and everything, and then just life got derailed. It's funny actually. I just realized this. Mentioned Gatlinburg. The time that I took off to go to Pittsburgh, I ended up just going to fucking Gatlinburg.
Yeah, I remember you said.
So just to show. So it's kind of funny that I was just like, I'm not going. I'm not going to go to Pittsburgh. I won't go all the way to Pittsburgh, but I'll just go to Gatlinburg.
Yeah, because you had a lot of personal things going on, and then that's what.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going through kind of like a breakup at the time. So like the trip that I was planning wasn't gonna happen. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to Gatlinburg and smoking my brain out and just fucking clearing my brain of wringing my brain out, of everything that was going on. It worked. It was nice, but it would have been nice to, because that was the 40-year anniversary of Dawn. I remember it was a big thing because there was 40 guests for 40 years or something like that. So they got everybody that year.
Was David there? Was David Emge there?
No, I don't think so. I think David stopped doing, which kind of reminds me, I don't even think I talked about this, but I think David stopped in like 2017, I think was the last convention he did. But yeah, I text you. I think I texted you about it when I went to see Maxine at the theater. So
Yeah.
When me and my buddy got there, we were going up to get our tickets, and I was just up there. I was like, "Yeah, I'll one for Maxine. Where do you want to sit?" Blah blah. I'm looking, and he starts nudging me, and he points up at the screen, and it's got the Dawn of the Dead poster, 4 p.m. I was like, "What the fuck is that? Like, that's not listed anywhere. What is it?" And I looked at Leia. I was like, "Well, fuck this movie. Hey, is that playing again? I want to go watch that." And she was like, "No, it's well, is it playing tomorrow? I'll come back." I was just like, whoa, blown away. And she was just like, no, it was a private screening for some folks. So it was a one-time thing. And I was like, a private screening, like at 4 in the afternoon on a Saturday, or I think it was a Friday. It was the Friday after 4th of July. I was just like, who the fuck would have, like, I feel like I would have known about that. Like, who would have just rented the theater out just to show Dawn of the Dead at 4 o'clock on a Friday? So my theory, the only thing I can think of is maybe the Emge family decided like, hey, let's all get together and watch David on the big screen, type of thing. I don't know who you'd contact to do something like that, because I would totally just put on a fucking private screen.
Go by myself.
So I don't know. That's what I like to think it was. It was the Emge family kind of getting together and watching Dawn of the Dead in the theater together, but it probably wasn't. It was probably, who knows, but
you could have a huge another huge nerd that lives up there that you don't even know about.
Maybe, I don't know. There's I don't know. I just feel it feels like Dawn of the Dead, this type of stuff. It's very specialized type of thing. Like I meet all kinds of people all the time that are into like movies and horror movies and stuff like that, but nobody really understands, this level of love and appreciation for these movies. So when I realized that you only lived not too far too far away, I was like, shit, an hour and a half. That's the closest I know anybody that likes this shit. So.
Need to get up there soon. We need to plan that.
Yeah, whenever, man. Like I said, I still need to find Imge's gravesite, and yeah, just let me know when you want to, man. Sean says Night 90 pops up from time to time on some free streams, but not up for too long. I think it's available. I mean, it's for rent for like $4 on YouTube, but yeah, it's one of those that's not all readily available a lot of the times. Glengarry Glen Ross is a great Mammoth film. This coffee is for closers. Yeah, I mean it's so good. Everybody in that movie is tour de force performances. That Don sweatshirt for the 40th was long gone by the time I heard about it. Got the night 50th one though. Yeah, I don't think I've heard
talking
of
about
that.
the like the zipper hoodie thing.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm not I like a sweatshirt, like an actual sweat, like 80s sweatshirt, you know?
Hmm.
Like I would love to have a dawn or night design of something on a sweatshirt.
I don't think I have. I don't think I have any either.
I like I'm a sweatshirt whore in the wintertime. Like I always wear sweatshirts. Like that's my thing.
I can't imagine what you wear in the wintertime because you're always cold in the fucking dead of summer. You're just like you're
Yep.
still like under a fucking heated blanket. I'm just like I can't imagine in the wintertime you're just fucking bundled up like Kenny from South Park or something, just head to toe.
I have to bundle up when I go to work.
Probably for a rich kid that loves Dawn. I want to meet him. What the hell?
Did they have to get rights to show it or to view it or whatever or
I don't know. I know that some theaters they do private screenings like that. I've heard of that, but I don't know how they would if the theater has to
yeah.
reach out to get the right to show it or what
Well,
it is.
see
That
Bowling
it's
Bowling Green had a private showing of the last Halloween film, Halloween Kills. Like there
mm,
was a private showing at our theater, and I'm like, I wonder if it was because I mean, rumor was that John Carpenter was in town, but I don't believe that.
yeah. I don't even think John Carpenter gives a shit to even watch those movies. They
No,
just he's
yeah,
just got paid for it. I think he did some of the music
yeah,
for it, but I don't think he gives a shit. I think John Carpenter's pretty much like I just don't feel like he gives a shit about movies that much anymore. It's he loves video games and weed, and
his
that's
money
about it.
and
And money, yeah. Pay him, and he'll put it over. By God. Um, but you, I mean, you mentioned wanting to do something in Bowling Green for John Carpenter. I think that's a great idea. I know a lot of people that would be interested in traveling to do something like that. Um,
yeah, and like I said, like if I could find like a um blow up screen or whatever, like
mhm.
I would love to do the John Carpenter Film Festival, like right there on the lawn of his childhood home. Man, that would be fucking badass. Just like everyone, just bring a blanket or whatever, bring a lawn chair, and just come out and we'll play Halloween in the fog or something like that. You know?
Assault on Precinct 13.
Yeah, no, we're not gonna do that.
Can't believe you don't like that movie.
Or I mean, or like Big Trouble Little China or something. You know, like
The Thing. Do you like The Thing?
yeah, the thing is good. Yeah, I haven't.
Like
It's been a
the
long time since I've seen it, but it is good.
I feel like I've seen The Thing almost as much as I've seen Dawn of the Dead in the last 5 years. Like I've seen it like in theaters 2 or 3 times now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I watched that movie a lot. What about Escape from New York? Are you an Escape from New York fan?
No. I mean,
Oh, really?
I like Snake Plissken, but like, was that his name Snake Plissken?
Plissken. Yeah, Snake
Yeah,
Plissken.
yeah. I mean, I've seen it, but like I think I've only seen it like maybe a couple times.
Well, see, like I grew up on those because my granny was a huge Kurt Russell action movie fan. So she used to have Escape from New York, Escape from L.A., Big Trouble Little China, like all on VHS. Because she used to have one of those Columbia, the club where you pay for one, you get 10 for a penny or something
Yeah.
like that. So she was always getting like the just every month just shitloads of VHS tapes. So I grew up on those. Let me see what else. Prince of Darkness. Did you mention that one? Have you seen that one? Do you like that one?
Is good. Yeah.
That's underrated. They Live. Are you a They Live fan?
I think I've maybe seen that once.
It's one of those that I loved when I first saw it, and then I went back and watched it again here recently, and it was just kind of like, I don't know. It's
I
good, but it's
yeah.
not as great as I thought it was.
I think the best part about um what was the one that you mentioned just a moment ago?
They Live, Prince of Darkness.
Darkness, because it has Donald Pleasance in it.
Yeah, that's true. You know, a really underrated John Carpenter movie that I don't even think he really likes is Christine.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Christine is really. I saw that that was in theaters for like a week or so, a few months back, and it'd been so long since I'd seen. I remember watching it when I was a kid, but I went to the theater to watch it, and it was the first time in quite a while. And I came out just like really big fan of that movie. I was like, wow, that's really well done. Like the performance in it from I can't remember his fucking name. The lead character. Some of the effects, like the car effects when it's transforming back into like it's all the dents and stuff are
Oh,
popping out.
it's the guy from The Legend of Billie Jean. You ever seen The Legend of Billie Jean?
I haven't.
Oh, it's like a 80s movie, like
I've heard of it.
We Are Strong.
I've heard of it. I've never seen it. It's a good song. It's a good song.
Like Fair's Fair, like you gotta check out The Legend of Billie Jean.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I've never seen it though.
It has Peter Coyote in it.
Who's Peter Coyote? I've heard you mention that name a couple times.
So he's the guy in the Return of the Living Dead, Necropolis, and Rape to the Grave. But the only other movie that I know him from is The Legend of Billie Jean. And it's just, you'll just have to Google him, I guess. I can't really think of any other thing that he's been in.
And what his name is Peter Coyote. That's his real name.
Yeah, Coyote, like coyote.
Coyote. I'm actually gonna Google here real quick because name doesn't ring a bell. I'm sure. Nope, face doesn't ring a bell either. Who the fuck is this guy? Peter Coyote was born in Manhattan. No.
He's in the Return of the Living Dead, like what, 4 and 5?
Dude, I watched those movies like halfway, like years and years and years ago because I was like, this is so bad. Yeah, he's in a bunch of shit. I just thought you were talking about like a porn star or something. It sounds like a porn name. Peter Coyote's in this sucker. It's on.
Yeah, and another pop. I don't know if you knew this or not, but if you ever heard of oh shit, what's his name? Charles. He played in Rambo. Charles Napier. He's from like Scottsville, like which is like a little south of Bowling Green. He was
okay, yeah.
Played in Rambo. Cody does a lot of voiceover work too. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not big on the Coyote. I don't know too much about this guy. It's a cool name.
Well, like I said, The Legend of Billie Jean is like one of the classic like 80s movies. Like it has Christian Slater in it. I can't. I think the girl that is she Lisa Simpson's voice?
Oh yeah, what's her name? Legend of
Billie Jean, Billie.
Here we go. 1985. Christian Slater. God, that does look like. Is Pat Benatar in this thing?
No, but like her music is like it's.
It looks like her on the cover here. I don't know.
No, I forget what her name is. Helen.
Helen Slater.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, this says starring Helen Slater, Christian Slater, and Keith Gordon. That's the guy from Christine. Keith Gordon.
Yeah, Keith Gordon. Yeah.
Yeah, his performance in Christine's awesome. He just didn't do very much after. I thought maybe because after watching it, I went back and looked.
Yeah.
I went back to look, and he didn't do too much after that. He was in what, Rodney Day? Was he in Back to School? That's right.
Yeah,
he was in Back to School, right?
Sure was. Yep. Ronnie Dangerfield. Ronnie Dangerfield.
Hey.
He always touches his tie,
No respect. No respect. I tell you.
Have you heard that story of Eddie Murphy and him meeting in the bathroom stall?
No,
Uh,
I haven't.
it's like when Eddie Murphy first started doing comedy, and Rodney Dangerfield had come, and whatever, and Eddie Murphy was like, "Hey, will you please stay for my set?" And of course, Eddie Murphy back then was nothing but fucking like filthy raw,
Hmm.
and supposedly Rodney Dangerfield told him years back that he'd never be anything, and now Eddie Murphy's blown up, and he runs into him in the bathroom, and Rodney Dangerfield just looks at him and says, "Huh, who knows or who knew?"
Hey, who knew?
Yeah, who knew?
I love Rodney Dangerfield. You ever hear the? I'm sure you have. I think it was on one of the stand-up specials. Um, the story of when Bill Cosby called Eddie Murphy.
I would like to talk to you about your show. Now, I have 5 children. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 children. 4 girls, 1 young boy. His name is Ennis. He loves everything and everything about your show.
Okay, so you have heard it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, then he calls. He's like, I felt really down about myself, so I had to call Richard Pryor, and he's like, Richard Pryor was like, "Do people laugh at what you do? Yeah. Do you get paid for what you do? Yeah. Well, next time Bill Cosby calls you, tell him I said suck my dick."
No, he said, "Tell him I have a Coke and a smile and shut the fuck up." Tell motherfucker, I said have a Coke and a smile and shut the fuck up. I love Eddie Murphy Raw. Like, that is like one of my favorite stand-up shows.
You like Raw or Delirious more?
Raw is the best.
Yeah, that was pretty groundbreaking at the time. I don't know what happened to Eddie Murphy though. I don't know. Have you seen the new Beverly Hills Cop? He was good, and I haven't either.
I can't
But
watch movies with Eddie Murphy in them anymore because they're just not any good.
yeah, I will say the Dolomite movie that he did was pretty good.
Yeah, Dolomite was good. Yeah, we'll give you that. Yeah.
Dolomite is my name, and fucking motherfuckers up is my game. Have you ever seen the original Dolomite movie?
I love what did they call that era? Black exploitation films,
Black
like
exploitation,
Blackula and like
Blackenstein, yeah,
Superfly and like
Shaft.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember always when I was a kid, I used to see the VHS cover of Blackula at Blockbuster, and I was just like, "What in the fuck is this?" Like, it was just like, "Is this okay? Like, is this okay?" Since says Coyotes in E.T. Southern Comfort, Time Rider, Jagged Edge, Sphere.
I forgot about E.T. Yeah, he's the
Yardley Smith is Lisa Simpson.
Yeah, maybe I have the girl mixed up, but she just has that. She sounds like Lisa Simpson.
Delirious was a comedy cassette first.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of those, Raw and Delirious, are hard to beat back to back. Rudy Ray Moore. Yeah, Dolomite. Yeah, there is a lot of blaxploitation on Tubi too.
Yeah.
Which some of those movies are actually pretty good. Like, like Coffee. Have you seen like some of the Pam Grier stuff, like Coffee? And those are actually pretty well made. Well, I don't know, well made, but entertaining, good movies.
Like even the old school Jackie Brown. Like even Quentin Tarantino's remake of Jackie Brown was really good.
Yeah, well, it was it's Cleopatra Brown. It was Jackie Brown was pretty much based off of that whole era of movies there.
Yeah, Cleopatra Jones, I think was her name.
Cleopatra Jones, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Jackie Brown might be my favorite Tarantino movie, actually.
I'm very partial to Kill Bill.
Yeah, Kill Bill. I mean, you can't go wrong with any Tarantino movie, even like Death Proof. I love Death Proof. Even I think it's just a cool ass movie.
What's the one with Jamie Foxx?
Django Unchained.
Django. I mean, that was a little.
That's good.
Yeah, but it's. Oof.
What do you mean? What do you mean? You don't like it?
Well, it's not that I don't like it. It's just the verbiage that's used. It's just.
Oh, I know. I saw it in a theater, packed theater. I was sitting next to a black couple, and I'm just sitting there watching it, and I'm just like, I just wanted to look over and be like, "Sorry, guys, sorry."
Is it appropriate life? No, it's not appropriate.
Yeah. I just wanted to be like, sorry about my peoples. I'm sorry. But nah, because I remember that came out on Christmas. It seems like every Tarantino movie comes out on Christmas. I think Hateful Eight came out on Christmas. Um, yeah, I mean, I love pretty much all of Tarantino stuff, but Jackie Brown, something about Jackie Brown just anytime it's on or if I pop it in, like I just watch it all the way through. Like it moves so well. Like the story is so compelling. I love Samuel L. Jackson in that too. His character's hilariously
not Jules.
dark and scary.
I forget what his name was in that film, but he was Jules in Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, he's Jules in Pulp Fiction, and Jackie Brown. He's shit. What is his name? It's something badass, but I can't.
Yeah, I know.
It's like bad.
It's cool as shit.
Hold on, I got IMDb pulled up now. By God. Jackie Brown. I love Robert Forster in that too. Max Cherry. Across and great soundtrack too. I got that on vinyl back there. I listen to that all the fucking time. There's a video of me, the fucking Brothers Johnson. You know the Strawberry. You know the song "Strawberry Letter 21" or whatever.
Yeah.
Strawberry Letter 20. I was drunk as shit. It's probably like 15 years ago. Drunk as shit, coming home from the bar, and I just turned my computer on, just did like a fucking sing along to it. It's really embarrassing. But I found that on an old jump drive the other day. I was just like, what the fuck was I doing with my life back then? Roby. It's something Roby. I can't remember his first name. Ordell Roby.
Yeah, Ordell, yeah.
Ordell, yeah. What a cast. Yeah, True Romance is another good one. It's written by Tarantino, but directed by not Ridley Scott, but the other Scott. It's late. My brain's not working, guys.
I don't know any other Scotts.
Well, it's Ridley's brother. It's Ridley Scott and Tony Scott. That's the guy, Tony Scott. I think he passed away not too long ago. Have you seen True Romance?
No, I haven't seen it. I've never even heard of it.
It's a good one. It's a good one. There's a specific scene. I won't go into it too much. There's a specific scene between Dennis Hopper and Christopher Walken that's like one of the best scenes in movie. It's like Tarantino said, that's like one of his proudest things he's ever written, was that moment between those two characters.
Not when Christopher Walken had that watch stuck up his ass for about.
Your father had this up his ass for weeks and weeks.
And then I had to put it in my ass.
To get it out. I love Christopher Walken, man.
Me too.
Black Dynamite is a hilarious homage to martial arts and blaxploitation. I remember watching that. That's pretty funny. I haven't seen it since it came out. It came out on DVD like what? Probably almost 20 years ago now at this point. Jesus.
I thought I had one over there the other day. Guess I don't.
But that was interesting. Went to a Paul Mooney concert once. Yeah, I know who Paul Mooney is, and I shared a table with a cool black couple. We were all dying laughing together.
Oh wow, Paul Mooney. Paul Mooney is funny, but he's very controversial.
Yeah.
I
think of some of his shit from Chappelle's show.
I know, that's what I was gonna say. Like with Paul Mooney.
You make Wayne Brady look like Malcolm X. Or... Yeah, it's probably one of the best Dennis Hopper scenes between him and Christopher Walken. It has to do with the origins of the Sicilian people, I guess you'd call them.
Oh,
just leave it at that. It's crazy. But yeah, I don't know. What you got coming up? You got anything planned any soon, or are you just looking forward to October, heading to Atlanta?
Yeah, definitely forward to October, yeah.
Seems like forever away, but it'll be here before we know it.
I know.
Hoping, like I said, I don't know if it's still in the works, but hopefully there's going to be, they're doing something in Pittsburgh in October this year, but I
I'm
haven't
gonna
heard
be
anything.
broke. I'm gonna be so broke if that's the case.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Because if they have something like primarily focused on night, then I could start a night piece. But like, I don't know, like. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. So they might not have any celebrities. I mean, they could just be a movie showing or something at Edco Park or something, you know. So I don't even know.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. I'd like them to do something. I know because I had a lot of like being up in that area in the fall is pretty cool around Halloween time and stuff. It was a good vibe last year when I went. So I'd like to go back sometime, even if they don't have anything. I'd like to just go back, maybe in the fall or winter or something like that. Because I've never experienced Pittsburgh in the winter. So that'd be fun.
Yeah, it would be kind of cool.
Since that's because that upcoming Days of the Dead con going to be any good? Yeah, that's what it is in Atlanta. It's the Days of the Dead con. I don't remember who all is going to be there. I know Reiniger and Galen Ross are going to be there.
It's probably going to be Scream people. It's probably going to be Daniel Harris. I mean, the
Scout Taylor Compton will be there.
John Russo.
John Russo will pop up anywhere. You just give him a table, he's there. But yeah, I've only been to Atlanta once. Have you been to Atlanta before?
Oh yeah, I used to go out a lot in Atlanta.
How far is that from you? Like
4.5 hours. Not bad.
Yeah. But I liked it. Like I said, I've been there only once. Didn't do too much there. Went to a wrestling show in Atlanta. Did you ever watch the when Billy Corgan rebooted the NWA and had the studio show and NWA Power on YouTube? Like the first couple of seasons of that, I was so into that. I was like, wow, wrestling I actually enjoy again. This is crazy. So they had a pay-per-view in Atlanta and we went down there and watched that. But yeah, it's the only time I've ever been to Atlanta. It's kind of like Indianapolis. I live 3 hours from Indianapolis. Never been.
There's nothing in Indianapolis.
Not surprised by that. I mean, it's Indianapolis. There's hardly anything in Indiana, period. But yeah, it's just weird. Like I've been to St. Louis a billion times. I've been to Nashville a billion times, of course. Like all the other Louisville, all a billion times. But Indianapolis has just always escaped me. But it's like you said. I guess there's just nothing there anyway. So there's nothing to really go for.
Plus, it's Indiana. I mean,
yeah. Well, I live here, unfortunately. So, but yeah, man, this has been fun. I appreciate you hopping on, watching a little Night 90, a little hang sesh tonight. Like I said, we'll have to get together again here soon and hang out again.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Drove around Pittsburgh, not into it, on a coast to coast road trip in 2002 or so near Xmas, and it was damn cold. Yeah, that's what I'm curious. Cold doesn't bother me. I don't mind cold. You can always put more shit on. It's just the heat, like the fucking heat that we had today. Like you can only take so much off before it's illegal, but you can always put more on.
Hell, I was freezing that night we were hanging out at the VIB party. Like I was freezing to death, and it was June. I'm like, what the hell? Like, why am I fucking freezing to death in June? And then Rosemary's got her arms like all of.
Yeah. That's your new bestie right there. Oh, Rosemary Rixey.
Yep.
She's cool though. She was fun that night.
Yes, she was.
But all right, guys, I appreciate it. Everybody tuning in, checking this out. Like I said, got some stuff in the pipeline, got some stuff coming up. Check out shop.alpharomero.store. Got some new designs on there. If you guys are interested, shit's probably $16, but it's always on sale. I don't know when it's going to be on sale, when it's not. So check out some designs on there. Appreciate it. I don't make too much money off that shit, but it's cool to especially when Brad or somebody like that's talking. Hey, the shirt came in. It sparked a conversation with somebody who kind of got what it was, and then like that's what I dig. So yeah, check that out. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, all that funky ass bullshit.
Well, got one last question for you. So have you thought about maybe doing a vendor table at LDW next week or next year?
Next week. Fuck, I better get to work on that.
Week, but It's past
Yeah.
my anyways.
Yeah, I thought about it.
Okay. Well, we'll talk more about it. We'll talk more.
We'll talk more about it, but yeah, I thought about it. If I did, I would definitely end up having to stay until like Monday, as opposed to leaving on a Sunday like we did this year. But yeah, I thought about it. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
But we shall see. We'll discuss it.
for sure.
But
Been real.
appreciate it, everybody. Have a great rest of the night, great rest of the week, and as always, stay scared and don't be too jealous of the stashes here.
Oh yeah,
But,
got you a flavor saver there.
that's the goal. That's the goal. Good night, guys. Y'all have a good.
Yeah.
Stay scared. Guess I should say that again.